everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the party set out from the Sundragon town of Ogden to investigate some nearby ruins that have been giving off strange magic readings and have been the source of several disappearances. Partying wildly the night before, Kara reported that in a bout of fierce drinking, Caleb had accidentally spilled their location to a mysterious dwarf that you guys had seen in the tavern, who Oshin reported is a member of a mercenary group calling themselves the Icker Beasts, who prowl nearby taverns, convince people to give up their travel routes, only to ambush them on the road. But taking advantage of your elves' need for less sleep, you guys managed to avoid getting ambushed in the night, only to be ambushed in the town. However, you turned the ambush around with more than half of the party excellently stealthed behind walls and buildings. You guys stealthily took out one of the sharpshooters and have now forced the Icker Beasts into open combat, which so far not going super well for them. And with that, we've already rolled for initiative in the last session, so let the battle begin. Zephyr, what would you like to do?
Not very far away. I think he was about to take a shot at the party. Like, I guess I will shoot this.
Wow,
Okay.
such an
Shoot him.
encumberment for you.
Hey, he's shooting the guy who you guys don't even know is there yet. Like, give him some credit. Go ahead and roll to hit, and because you're really well stealthed, I'll give you advantage so that it triggers sneak attack.
Alright, first roll 13. Second roll 18.
Either of those would have hit. Roll for damage, and because you had advantage, you get sneak attack. Because you quite literally sneak attacked him.
Yeah. Okay, 1d8 plus 4. 6, and then my sneak attack. It is 15. So 21.
All right. So, Caleb, as you slink back into your hiding place after slitting the throat of the sharpshooter, you see the musket-wielding deserter glance to his right, and seeing the fallen body of his comrade, he opens his mouth to shout about the situation, but you see a crossbow bolt fly into his neck, and he holds the wound and gasps, blood trickling from his mouth before slumping over dead.
Well done.
There you go, Matthew. I helped you out.
What?
Well, I need to delete your doodle so that I can get rid of his token.
Nah, I helped you. You see, you'll appreciate it one day.
Nice.
Is that it for your turn, Zephyr, or is there anything else you'd like to do?
Well, don't have the feat. Or, well, I don't think there's a feat, but I guess I will use my bonus action to hide.
Well, nobody else you're basically still hidden because you killed the only other person who could even theoretically see you. So, I mean, you can if you want, but I will say that you're basically as stealthed. Like, you killed the one witness. You're as stealthed as you're gonna get.
Yes, if I am stealthed, if I can't be seen, I will be happy with this.
Okay. Basically, while Gil and Lucian are getting ready for some open carnage, the Tebadron boys are just quietly obliterating their ranks behind the scenes. Okay, so that's it for your turn, right? Awesome.
Yeah, I don't have anything else, so, well, but I like myself. Can I see Gil and the people, right?
Yeah, they're from your perspective, they're basically, you can see them through the broken rafters and staircase that the sharpshooter had been intending to climb to get to an elevated position. All right. Gil, you're up. There is a rough, disorganized firing line of 4 in front of you, and approaching from behind them, you see 5 figures, presumably the same who had been following you through the night. You see the dwarf twirling 2 hand axes, the elvish man with the Geogren Deserter tattoo, with a brace of flintlock pistols and a rapier on his belt. Behind him, you see 3 more figures. A red-headed man with very colorful, extravagant-looking clothes, but you can see armor being worn beneath, wielding a rifle. To his right, you see what appears to be a wood elf wielding a longsword, and towards the very back, a cloaked elf with a short bow. What would you like to do?
I'm going to smile. Then I'm going to rage. And I'm going to charge forward to the nearest person nearest to me, which would be...
That guy.
Yep. Here's the interesting thing, though. When I rage, as I'm running, I'm going to say, "You call yourselves the Ichor Beast, huh? You don't know what you've messed with." And as he's raging, he's going to take on the form of the beast. And you're all going to see, in all appearances, the Ichor Beast that you all know.
What the
Ooh.
fuck?
And I
You all-
will
Yeah.
smack him with my sword. Not sword, but tail.
All right. So you guys see Gil charge forward, and as he says this, ichor starts to leak from his pores, and it looks by all appearances like he's unsheathing his blade, but you see very smoothly the ink connects to form this bladed tail that strikes into the deserter standing before him, looking very concerned and frightened. Roll to attack.
So
Yeah.
rage can let him transform.
Yeah, it's an
does-
ability from its subclass.
yeah.
Also, Matthew, you see the white dots?
Yes.
Also
Would there
some-
be
I'm
any
just gonna say
problem with
now,
that
Raccoon.
path? Because they're 30 feet apart.
Like as in, like, would there be anything to prevent you from like going from one and then going to the
Yeah, 'cause
next?
isn't this
Yeah,
like an
going
artery
to this
in the
dot
building?
and then going to that dot.
No. The like kind of stone slabs is where like actual walls are, and there's no walls in your path, so you could like take cover behind one of those.
But would
cubes.
they see him like from like the second dot?
On the second dot, the ones that Lucian and Gil are fighting might be able to see you, but that's if they take their attention off the 2 targets they already know are there, which is
So this
relatively
would be a safer
unlikely.
position.
Yeah, at least from them.
That is a 21.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
Of course, now Matthew knows what Caleb's going to plan to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could see you like,
like doing the whole
planning out
arrows.
my-
like mapping out your route.
You
So
can't
I
hide.
guess,
I do think
Yeah.
Caleb would be one to plan out like that.
You can hide the
So
arrows to
that's
others.
15 damage.
15 damage. You said.
Correct.
So you guys
Yep.
watch it. This it's okay. It was our sit-in audience. You guys watch
Captive audience.
as Gil's bladed tail impales the deserter through the chest, and their rifle slumps out of their hands as they take in a gasp of breath before slumping over dead.
I'm then going to use the rest of my movement and go to that guy and smack him with my tail as well.
Go for it.
Smack.
I'm just gonna say
Also, I
real quick, like
assume
Raccoon.
Matthew, the guy. I'm sorry.
17.
Sorry.
That's a hit.
Raccoon
Go and roll
didn't
for
know.
damage, but
Raccoon didn't know about this ability, so she's like kind of terrified that Gil literally just. It's another
I
Lorcan
think everybody
situation.
is because nobody knew.
I
Yeah.
knew he could. Well, out of character, I knew he could transform, but it's just the whole Ichor Beast thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just some flavor.
So Matthew, I assume the guy that I've now put the third dot over is on a roof.
Yeah, he's also getting into an elevated position. Although from your position, you haven't seen him yet. I'm just giving you guys a full view of the battlefield so that it's a bit easier on my end.
Thanks
Because
for telling me that because I assumed he was visible because he was there.
no, yeah,
That's 8.
okay, organizing visibility on Roll20 is infamously a massive pain in the ass. So I just let everything be visible, but tell you who you can and can't see.
Isn't there a way to,
and
like,
all
make
right.
I think maybe you could put like a
black
mark over them. Maybe like
a mark?
yeah, let me see. I
How
think
would
there's
you-
like an eye.
There is a way to set it up where you can make like you can kind of like block off like a lot of the fields so that you can't see them.
Mhm.
We put like this symbol on things we can't. On our turn, put like this symbol on the things we can't see.
Well, I mean, the question is,
You're a
what
little
can
muffled.
what can or can we not see? More of the
I
question.
shouldn't be, but okay.
You were a little bit in that middle, but you're fine now.
Okay. It didn't fall back, so I don't know what was going on.
It just happens. It's Discord. All right. So, Gil, is that it for your turn?
Okay. It's not being nice to you, is it?
No, Roll20 sucks. Roll20 is being mean. It's more mean than Discord of D&D bot.
Jesus Christ, Roll20.
It's
And Gil, is that the end of your turn?
Don't ever use Roll20.
Yes.
Okay. So as
an
you
Avery.
smoothly stride over the fallen deserter, you go to strike the next one. But having seen what you did last time, he has at least the foresight to block. And while the blade does slice into his ribs, he manages to divert it away from making a direct impact into his chest. He's still standing, but barely.
Can I see one more
Barely.
thing real quick?
Sure.
Run.
All right. If that's the end,
Intimidation check.
if that's the end of your turn, Lucian, you're up.
Okay. So what I would like to do is actually, let's see, how far away am I from everybody over here? Like this whole group that you're with, Gil. Like
You
how far?
are
There you go.
25 feet.
Yeah, like you
Okay.
can use the arrow to
I'd like
check.
I'd like to move right next to Gil,
Okay.
like right next to him, and then I would like to cast Spirit Guardians, which is a 15 feet 15-foot radius around me.
Yeah, you can actually set that up as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know that like it would only affect those two, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Are you
Like it
sure?
wouldn't reach.
I thought it would get the third one.
But
What do you mean?
He can draw a shape.
Yeah, it's 15 feet, so wouldn't it reach the third one too?
Oh no! Like I sorry, I thought Spirit Guardians was that spell that heals you. I didn't
Oh.
think it damaged enemies.
No,
well,
no, it damages enemies.
Well, yeah. So yes, you
So-
can hit all three of them. So yeah, you're
Actually, if it's okay, I'd like to describe my little Spirit Guardian.
good. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so
So yeah, all
From-
three of
from
these
her-
guys could be hit.
from her hands, she does the components for Spirit Guardians, and from the shadows off of the ground arise little scorpions running around their ankles and snakes coiling up their legs. And
Ooh.
so I need all three of them to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right. What's the DC?
15.
One of them fails. The other two succeed.
Okay, so let's see what a fail does.
it's just half damage. But I think if they fail, their speed cut in half, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, their speed is cut in half, and so they take 3d8 necrotic
I think
damage.
actually, yeah, I think they just take half damage. I think everyone affected by it takes half speed.
Yeah.
All right. Roll for
Let me
damage.
3d8. 14.
Okay. Okay, so Gil, as you're transformed, Lucian steps up next to you and moves their hands and says an incantation, and you watch as scorpions and serpents and all sorts of terrifying vermin emerge quite literally from the shadows and start snapping and biting at the ankles of the three deserters. And you watch, you can see as they stretch their necks out and like start stomping to try and get away from the creatures, you can see their veins blackening with venom before all three of them twitch and slump over.
Wait, I have a question. What kind of damage did you do?
Necrotic.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Surprised, aren't you?
Damn, we just wiped them. They're getting wiped out.
That's 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, pop.
Terrible.
And then,
Okay.
I think we
speaking
might
of free
have
action.
One,
Speaking
two,
of
three,
free
four,
action,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2,
And
4,
yeah, what's up?
6, 7.
speaking of free action,
Yeah, talking's always a free action.
I kind of lean over to Gil and just say, "Watch this." I extend my hand. I think as a bonus action, I can move them. I think.
It should say in the spell description.
I don't think it
I'm
moves
reading.
Some. I don't think it moves some.
Yeah,
So I
it
see an
moves-
elf that's going to get its throat ripped out by a tiger.
It doesn't really say.
Yeah. Right.
It
Also,
moves with me. They
yeah,
flit around you in a distance of 15 feet, so I guess they move with me. So I already moved
25 feet.
25, so I can't move
yeah,
much
move one
more.
feet. You can hold up for.
One of these two is Garrow.
Yeah, I guess.
The one behind.
I
This
guess
one?
what I'll do is I'll just
Yeah.
I'll move
Got some
right there.
demonic.
Yeah.
Got some demonic phase flying around
Yep.
you.
Mm-hmm. They're like little serpents and scorpions and other terrifying creatures that you would not have expected coming from Lucian.
That's fair. All right. Is that the end of your
This
turn?
elf right here.
Yeah, that ends my turn.
Okay.
This guy right here. This is an elf who's about to get his throat ripped out by a tiger.
That may be true. Caro, you're up. So you see Gil and Lucian just annihilate the entire squadron who had been facing them down. And while you can't see it, you can at least gather from the complete lack of action from the signal that the Tabadran boys are likely taking out people behind the scenes. You and Raccoon and Garrow are currently stealthed, and right next to you, only having not seen you due to his focus on the destruction in front of him, is another musket-wielding deserter. What would you like to do?
Okay. Wait 1 second.
Is Garrow gonna rip its throat out like the good boy he is?
Rip his throat.
Arrows.
I'm gonna shoot him
Garrow-
first of all.
All right. So make a crossbow attack, and I'll give you advantage since
Are
you
you
have
gonna
not been
shoot
seen.
him first?
Oh yeah, soften him up.
Oh, yeah, I think her pet moves after her attack. So.
Yeah, like I tell him when to move on my turn. Otherwise, he just kind of sits there.
You also make it to where the arrow's hidden.
These dice will do.
So remember, you have advantage.
No, I know. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I'm not trying to rush you. Just so you don't forget. Wouldn't want you to like nat one and not take the
some reason,
advantage when you have it.
It's not showing up.
Did you equip it on your character sheet?
I don't think she.
I know. I'm a fool.
I'm not mocking you. I'm just saying you said it wasn't showing up, so I was trying to help.
Dragon's hubris.
There we go. Okay. Now I equipped it.
There you go.
Now that I'm done being a fool.
I see.
Relax. Nobody's getting hurt. Well, except for the bandits, but you know.
They ain't
They're
getting slaughtered right now. There's like 10 of them left, right?
Uh, four, and then
One, two,
the
three, four,
5
5,
leaders.
Yeah,
seven,
so
9.
it looks like we have. I don't know this. I don't know about that. Well, I don't know about this guy, but it looks like we still have about 6 weak fools, and then whatever these guys are.
Mm.
They look a little more stronger.
Okay, so I got a
Maybe.
25 to hit.
Maybe.
You got a what to hit?
25.
That is a hit. Roll for damage, and don't forget to apply your poison. And I believe at this level you should have 2 attacks, correct? It'll say on your character sheet attacks per action.
Caleb only gets 1.
Oh yeah, rogue. So
Yeah, you already do plenty of damage in 1 attack, so you don't exactly need it right now.
yeah. Later
yeah,
on, you can do like 10d6 in 1 attack.
But yeah, because since you have crossbow expert, I want to make sure that you note it if you do, because it because that way you don't like just not attack if you have the opportunity. It'll just go to your actions and it'll say like attacks per action.
The very top.
Okay, yes, I can attack twice. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. You
Wasn't
already
sure
hit,
where it was.
it's okay. You already hit with the first one, so go ahead and roll for damage and apply your poison if you wish.
11 damage. And yeah, I'll apply poison.
Yeah, I'll kill him.
I think I will.
For flavor, so how much damage did you do before the poison?
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he has to make a con save.
Believe.
Matthew?
Yeah, they must make a
Yeah.
DC 12 Constitution save.
Yeah, they have their character sheet, so I assume they could do it faster. And I was already like formulating in my head what's going to happen.
Well, saying you make a con.
No, the enemy, the
enemy
target
makes make a
roll.
con save for the poison that he's about to deal.
Well, okay, so spoiler alert: the poison is ultimately unnecessary. You did enough damage to kill him with the shot alone. So I was gonna flavor it, which is why I wasn't rolling yet. All right, so that's it for that particular attack.
Sounds like he's dead. So.
Yeah, just in case.
I don't know.
I don't know what abilities Kara has. So okay.
And yeah.
All right, so Raccoon, you watch as from the shadows, Caro crouches down and takes aim and fires a shot. And Caro, the shot flies up like diagonally through their shoulder and into their neck. And while the bolt tip is coated in poison, you see the life fade from his eyes before you see the pulse of venom run through him. And he's dead before the poison even hits his veins.
Oof.
Another one bites the
Whoa,
dust.
good shot.
Bum, bum,
Thank
bum.
you.
And because that was the only guy who knew you were there and knew you were there a bit too late, you are still stealthed.
I'm gonna
You
have
have,
Darrow move forward, like.
Matthew, this is
towards
literally like
Gil and
XCOM right now.
Lucian.
yeah. And how far do you want to move forward?
Just as far as he can, which is 50 feet.
Okay. Any particular direction or?
Like in the direction of Gil and Lucian, but
All right.
not like towards them, like to the
like off to
to
the
the
side over
left.
here, maybe. Yeah.
So like over
Yes.
here or something?
Okay.
Like,
Oh, whoops.
see my arrow. I forgot.
What did
Okay.
you do, Matthew?
I just grabbed the map, but it's back where it needs to be. All right, there you go. And here, let me little to the right. There we go.
You still see the full
Giving me
map.
Fucking
Do you want Garrow to try and remain stealth because they're kind of moving out into the open now?
No, Garrow will be fine.
But
Okay.
there's no wall here.
One more
This
time.
doesn't have a wall.
Nope, it's all open. It used to be you guys can see looking at it that judging from the supplies left around that it used to be a blacksmith, so it was left open so that the heat wouldn't kill everyone inside.
How do you do the arrow, by the way?
That on the left side, you'll see that little circle with what looks like a ruler. You select that, and then you can like essentially check distances that way.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you can also
All right,
hide
so-
it if you want. Don't want like to annoy everyone. Like, oh, hey, but
I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
Everyone's playing. But yeah, so
I'm not playing. I'm checking how far away they are.
no, I know. It's just like funny because like everyone's doing it.
isn't this
But yeah,
you?
so Lucian and Gil, look, you hear sounds to your left, and you see deftly Garrow leaping and charging between all of the scattered and deserted blacksmith supplies. And judging from the complete lack of sound and activity, you imagine your friends have been busy in the background.
I just muttered to myself, "That's a good kitty."
These guys don't realize how
Kitty.
fucked
Kitty
up they're
tummy
getting, do
eating.
they?
Well, yeah, given that
Not
most of
yet.
you are killing them stealthily. All right.
They think they still have like guys all over the place.
Yeah. All right. So that's Garrow's full movement. Anything else you or Garrow would like to do on your turn?
Aren't these guys are elves, right?
Yeah. With the exception of the man with the fancy clothes appears to be human, and of course you
So
see the
this-
dwarf, but everyone
This
else
guy's
is.
a dwarf, right?
Yeah. And the rifleman next to him is the human, but yes, everyone else appears to be elvish.
So who's this?
Yeah. My mistake. Sorry. It was they're like right next to each other. So I got that's the dwarf. The rifleman is human. The figure in black.
This is the dwarf and this is the human.
Other way around. That the one you're pointing at right now is the dwarf. Then that's
Dwarf,
that man.
human, and
All elves.
Here.
Everyone else.
Yeah. Here. It makes it easier if I point to them. Elf, human, dwarf, elf.
Oh.
okay.
Okay. So, anyways, Caro / Garrow. Anything else on your turn? You still have one attack left, and you still have your movement.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot this guy over here.
Okay. Will you have disadvantage on that?
No, it says my range is 80 feet.
All right. So you can just make that shot.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and make your attack.
16 to
Um,
hit.
That is a hit. Roll for damage. Can you apply poison on multiple attacks, or is it just one? It should say on the.
Let me see.
If it doesn't specify, then you should be able to as many times as you want. But if it specifies, then you're limited
Yeah,
to
it
one.
just says as a part of attack of that weapon, so I think.
Yeah,
I can
so-
do it every
Yeah, so
time.
feel free to apply poison again. Then since you're already
Yeah.
rolling for damage.
I will.
Yeah, you use all that poisonly gel that you secrete.
8 damage.
All right, total, or is that without the?
Total. Or
Okay.
not like. That's not with the poison. I always.
Yeah,
think
go ahead and apply the
without my
poison.
bad.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh, 16 damage.
Okay, so Caleb, as you're crouched in your
I thought I
hiding
couldn't
spot.
see him.
Well, yeah. Let me finish.
Yeah, wait, I have a
As,
question.
Oh, is
What's up?
Sorry, how many times has Garrow gone already?
Okay.
no, well,
She
Carol can
gets
attack
two
twice.
attacks.
Yeah, she gets two
Oh, okay.
attacks.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, no,
Did I
Carol
somehow,
can just
zone out
attack
of an
twice. So.
entire round?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, so
Okay,
Caleb,
sorry.
as you're crouched and scouting out your hiding place, Caro, as you load another bolt into your crossbow, both of you see another elf with a musket slung over his back climbing up another set of rafters to get into a sharpshooting position. And Caleb, as you're like trying to take that into account, like trying to figure out your route to stay out of his sight, Lucian and Gil, both of you look up as you see the elevated elf raise the rifle to take aim at you, only for a crossbow bolt to slam into his chest. And
Right above
he
your head.
he initially survives it and like clutches the bolt and starts trying to instinctively pull it out, but then you guys see him freeze. You see his veins turn like this horrible sickly yellow, and he immediately you see drool and blood start to come from his mouth, and he like stoops over and vomits before finally slumping and falling into the street from his sharpshooting position.
Did his weapon go with him?
It was strapped to his back, so yes.
Damn. I was gonna have Caleb run over there and pick up the gun and try to use it.
I mean, there's still the gun from the guy right in front of you.
It killed someone over here.
Even though he probably would have disadvantage with it because he doesn't have proficiency.
Well, yeah, lack of proficiency doesn't give you disadvantage. It just makes you a little less accurate because you don't apply your proficiency bonus to attacks.
Okay.
Plus your armor, and it's like disadvantage.
Yeah, armor is where problems start to arise. But yeah, so is that it for your turn, Carol?
Yes, that's it for my turn.
Okay.
Oh yeah. A side note: Garo, if he doesn't take an action, just defends naturally.
Got it. Also, go ahead and make me a stealth roll for yourself because you just shot someone who the rest of his allies could see. So to try and conceal your shooting position.
Basically, you're rolling to see if they're smart enough to do the
16.
trig.
Unless you want to be like, you don't want to be stealthy at all. You'd be like, oh, I'm here. Deal with it.
I think it'd be trig. I can't remember what the math would be.
So, Raccoon, you watch as Caro just takes out 2 deserters with equally fast cross. They practically load and fire with one fluid movement of their sticky hands. And as you clutch your penny whistle, what would you like to do? Raccoon.
Sorry, I muted my mic and I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Rep.
it's all good.
All right. Rip. I don't have any enemies super close to me, so I'm going to move about. This is a 30 feet. If I can move myself, it please. I'm going to move about here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try my pistol for the first time.
All right. Who are you shooting at?
I'm thinking, yes, that dude. That is
Okay.
You would
automatic.
think a pistol would be like an automatic, you're out of stealth.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't. This is the first time a party member's used a gun.
Yeah.
Okay. You should have the stats noted. So if he's out of your minimum range, then remember to roll with disadvantage. Otherwise, go ahead and roll to attack. I will pull up his stats because you guys are getting to the big dudes now.
We've just mowed through their freaking backup. The thing is, they're all grouped up, so it's like I don't really want Caleb to like jump into the middle of that.
That's probably a fair point.
That's why I was kind of thinking he needs to pick up some kind of ranged weapon.
I thought you had a range.
Well, I didn't get a new one because I didn't think I need it, and then now I realize, it'd be really useful if I could use a ranged weapon.
If it makes you feel better, Carol made the exact same mistake, but the opposite. Because they're a sniper, they forgot to grab a melee weapon.
I'm probably gonna have to get closer to them anyways.
All right, so how'd you roll to hit, Sips?
I forgot what the rules are for this kind of weapon.
It's just a dex, I believe, but since you don't have
if you don't have proficiency, it's just a dex roll, and here, I'll go ahead and check the range on it.
It's 90 feet. It's a range of 90 feet.
It's 30 to 90 feet.
30 to 90, yes.
So yeah, I believe at this range you'll have disadvantage.
Okay,
Yeah, so dex roll with disadvantage.
Okay, it's a 1d10 plus 5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
So,
roll 1. That is a natural 20.
Hate to see it.
Fuck my life.
Yeah, it's fucking disadvantage and you get a nat 20. You hate to see it.
Okay, and rolling
Unless
again.
you roll another
nat
one.
20, nat 20, nat 20.
Okay, and add dex to it, right?
Not your proficiency, just your dex.
Just
Okay,
base
so
dex.
it's 1d10 plus 5 plus dex.
What?
No,
1d10,
like,
what?
it's just your dex, not your proficiency, so ignore the plus
Okay.
5.
Or
Yes,
what?
okay.
1d10. What?
All right, so that is.
No, that is correct.
1d10.
So it's what
not
I
looking
rolled
at it right
plus the
now.
dex.
I know, but to hit.
No,
Sorry,
like 1d10 for their damage.
Yeah, I was wondering what the hit.
Yes. I'm having issues thinking. Hang on. Okay, so just to make sure, I roll to attack and I add dex to it, right?
Yeah, dex, but not your proficiency.
All right.
then-
That is going to be 23.
All right, that is a hit, despite the disadvantage. So you stoop and take aim behind the long since gone out of use forge. Roll for damage.
Roll for damage. You know, kind of.
Damage 1d10. Oh, that is a 10.
Nice. All right. Let me note that down for him.
But you rolled a 10, right?
Yes.
So you would add your dex to that for sure, right? So that'd be 15, right? Or
All right.
If your dex is plus
Matthew,
5.
All right, noted. And what's up?
do you add dex to the damage?
Yeah.
That's what-
Yeah. For any weapon, if you're proficient with it, you to hit, you roll your proficiency and the relevant stat on damage. But on damage, you always just roll the stat. Because with a weapon you don't know how to use, it's hitting them. That's the hard part. All right. So noted.
If your
But
dex is plus 5.
a pistol is not exactly a quiet weapon. So Raccoon, as you crouch behind this disused forge, you take your aim at this human with colorful clothing, and you all hear a pistol shot ring out, impacting.
And then you
Look at
hear,
that, right?
as soon as you do that, you hear Raccoon screech in surprise because she was not expecting that.
Yeah. So
They're
there's-
flintlocks, right, Matthew?
Yeah.
So it'd be Right?
Indeed. Yeah, indeed. All right. That is a successful hit. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Raccoon?
I don't have any bonus actions I can do, so.
Okay.
Is there like a way we can have like a turn order up on this?
There is, I believe,
But I mean, I already have it noted down, so.
It'd just be nice to see the turn order, so I don't have to ask you what's
If you
coming
could,
up.
Matt,
What's
sometimes
coming
it would
up?
help to say, this person's next. Like it's your turn, and then whoever's next is on deck.
All right. All right. Well, in this case, the Ichor beasts are up. Caleb on deck.
Do they act as one?
Yeah. Generally, if an enemy is on the same side, I generally roll for them as a unit, especially because
Yeah.
most of the mooks are dead. So that would just leave the leaders anyway. So it saves time.
I just do. I know.
Okay, I
do
gotta know. Are the
individually.
mooks about to just run for it because they're being slaughtered?
Well, you don't know what their relationship is with each other. For all you know, you're killing their good friends, and they at least want to avenge them.
Or they just feel
They're
confident.
more. How is their morale, Matthew?
That's indeed a shot they can make. Gil, well, all of you can see and hear this, but Gil and Lucian, as the most immediately in view, see this most especially. You see the Geogren Deserter in uniform with their sleeves ripped off, proudly displaying the tattoos marking them as such, raise their rapier in the air and say, "Concentrate fire on the spellcaster!"
You shouldn't have stepped
No.
forward.
Oh no!
And
Have that
from
aura.
behind the 5 leaders from the campsite, you hear as 3 more rifles fire.
all on Lucian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me check what their to hit modifier is. Lucian AC.
16.
Okay.
If this guy here missed, he'd probably realistically
Can you
hit
go back to the map,
Gil.
please?
And Lucian, you cover as you can hear bullets flying over your head. The archer draws an arrow back on their short bow and looses it.
I assume this guy in the back.
Sorry, AC one more time. I'll try to commit it to memory.
It's okay. It's 16.
I think-
Okay.
Something I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna have whenever I'm gonna do whenever I do my campaign, I'm just having everyone's AC up. I'm not even gonna ask for AC anymore. I'm just like, all right, I see your AC is this. It hits. I'll
No,
explain it.
I generally try to do that. I generally can keep everyone's decently in mind. It's just for like really weird rolls. I sometimes am unsure and I don't want to just guess. All right, so Lucian, you see
What's
the
weird about an attack roll?
like essentially if you roll like a kind of odd because if I roll like an 18 or a 19, I can generally assume even a crappy modifier is gonna hit. But if I roll something that's like kind of low but not super low, I'm like, I don't know, with like a good enough modifier it might hit. Lucian, as the archer draws their arrow back, you manage to dodge out of the way just as the arrow goes sailing past you.
So the arrow went probably like sticking into the.
Did I feel it breeze on by?
Could have likely hit here. But D&D doesn't take into account like where your shot could have gone if it missed. Basically, like once you miss a shot in D&D, it just ceases to exist.
Well, yeah. And make it fair. I mean, not like, oh hey.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to be mean, I could have it hit Caro, but I don't think that'd be a very fun experience.
Yeah, you basically everyone spread out. Turn into
Ouch. My frog bones.
Oh.
Yeah, but D&D doesn't really have mechanics for that. Like as far as D&D is
you
designed,
can make mechanics for it, but I mean, it's more just like
like by core.
As far as D&D is concerned, when a shot misses, I think in D&D almost assumes like the shot just hits the dirt short or long of them.
Yeah. You can flavor it however.
Okay. Lucian, you see the dwarves swap out their hand axes for a very large, heavy-looking crossbow, which they stoop and aim at you. But luckily, the bolt is heavy and powerful, but slow, and you already know the attack's coming. And Gil, you're basically watching as Lucian has to scramble around in the road to avoid a constant influx of enemy fire. Yeah. But finally, you see the human wielding what appears to be a blunderbuss. Iron sight the weapon and pull the trigger.
Realistically, this is about as far as a blunderbuss could hit anything.
Okay, but you're also fighting elves. It's not realistic. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I'm technically
okay, does he hit?
2 foot.
Yes, that is a hit. Give me just a minute. Okay.
Did it hit?
Yeah, it hit.
Right,
I'm just moving him.
It would at least have like an effect where it does less damage at longer range.
Well, that just makes it less accurate. I know some people like to homebrew shotguns to do that, but there's already rules for shotguns, so I just use those.
Someone is approaching.
Yeah, the human with the colorful clothes and blunderbuss runs forward and goes into a roll before immediately taking a knee and firing before you have time to react, Lucian. And you take... let me
25
roll.
Damage.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Just wait. I have something to say too.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
When he's done.
Yeah,
he's in my range.
Yeah, he's in range.
He's in range of my.
Does that go off first, or does his attack still connect? Okay. It's a wisdom save, correct?
It's a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably got like really good fucking stats, so he just doesn't give a fuck.
Well, it's 1. It's more or less it would be Dean's discretion.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
I would say he rolled in first and then took the shot. So, my personal, but.
Well, it usually says on the spell if
16.
Well, no, on the spell it does say when they first enter the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would apply here. Okay. So that's 16 necrotic damage.
Yep.
Okay, and this is the one that Raccoon already took a bite out of.
Bloodied?
How much damage should I take?
Well, I haven't rolled for full damage yet.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, everyone's asking me a lot of questions at once. I'm trying to attend to everyone.
But Lucian does though need to make a con save, sadly.
Well, once he hits, it's a Constitution saving throw.
He hit you. He's just taking damage.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna do a con save.
Lucian, you take 13 piercing damage as pellets rake up your leg and one side of your body.
Ow.
Okay, I'm fine. I did an 18.
All right.
And how much?
So you-
16 you said?
Yeah, 16
Oh.
piercing damage.
Yeah, 13.
Wait, hang on. Let me. Yeah, no, thank you, Austin. 13.
I was like,
I was thinking of your AC, which is 16. But yeah,
Got
so
that too
yeah,
much in the memory.
as pellets rake up your leg and one side of your body, you take 13 piercing damage.
Dedicated Lucian's AC too much. It take over.
Yeah. Like this is what I mean. All right, that's the end of
Is
his
the guy
turn.
bloodied after taking the damage he did?
Yeah, he's bloodied.
Okay.
Let me check the range on this. Okay.
Oh.
One of them's gonna actually attack the guy who's probably supposed to be tanking.
Gil, you watch as the one wearing the deserter tattoo proudly twirls 2 pistols out of his brace and gives a very grim-looking snarl and levels one of them at you. Good to see you again, Colonel, and pulls the trigger on his pistol.
Is he gonna
already-
spam the hammer?
Yeah, with a flintlock. Yeah. I already know your AC by heart, so okay.
Could be one of those multi-barreled guns.
That's true, but it does not appear to be the case with this fella. Okay. All right. Gil, you, similar to Lucian, dodge out of the way as one shot goes past you, but you see quickly twirls another into place and pulls the trigger, and you just barely manage to roll to as it impacts the dirt where you had been just a second before.
I see your aim hasn't improved.
You see the man give a shrug and twirls the pistols back into his brace and pulls 2 more free. This fella.
It is basically separate turns, but he's just counting it as one.
Well, I mean,
they are separate enemies, yeah.
they're separate enemies. They all have basically all their turns are going to be into one. I kind of separate them. Makes it more diverse.
Again, the only reason I do it here is because they're specifically like a team that coordinates together, so it makes more sense to me for them to go together.
You need to get more bodies down there, otherwise they're just gonna swarm these 2.
And Lucian, as you stand up, as the fire begins to gradually decline, you see as you start standing up, they had not been there a second ago. You see the wood elf. You see, seeing her closer, beautiful brown skin with red hair braided and thrown casually over the side of her head, wielding a nasty looking long sword, and she looks down at you with a wicked grin and recites an incantation, and the sword erupts into flame.
So the fire has in fact not subsided.
Rip.
Does this
Yes.
for me? Okay. Fuck.
At
No.
least-
Because it's an elf psychotically grinning at you, but it should also set off your spell, I believe.
Yeah, it
They
will.
want-
So they also need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Sure thing.
and you can roll for damage. Well, they still guaranteed.
What's the DC again?
The DC is 15.
All right, they do not make it. Roll for damage.
Right.
You
Doing
take
some
half
work
damage
with that stuff.
anyways.
Also, Matthew, what's...
14 necrotic damage.
I'll wait till my turn.
Yeah. How much again?
14.
Thank you.
Definitely an interesting development here of Lucy.
Well, sorry. Was that the damage for the thing or your wisdom save?
That was the damage for the thing.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to check. Okay, let me note down their health. Okay, so both the human and this wood elf start to you see welts and poison cuts start to emerge on their legs as the shadowy scorpions and snakes bite at them, but they seem undeterred and ready to go down swinging. And please make me a wisdom saving throw.
We knew you were gonna say that.
I was like, you
What
did ask.
is
Was
that
that the
effect?
wisdom?
That fire sword.
Well, it's a thing for Lucy. Oh no. Okay, this is good. 17.
Okay. Lucian, as you look up at this grinning wood elf, for a brief moment, you feel yourself tense up, but you clench your fists, your knuckles going stark white against your already pale skin. I managed to take a deep breath and keep yourself focused on the present as they twirl their long sword into a combat position. As you hear the elf with the pistol brace shout out, "Surround and flank them!"
I like that.
Caleb, you're up.
All right, so you said that the guy he killed is still in front of him and has his ranged weapon, right?
Yeah, looking down at him, he appears to have a scimitar and a musket.
I assume muskets are longer range than the pistols are.
Significantly.
Okay, Caleb's gonna, I guess, loot this guy, take the weapon and any ammo he has for it.
Okay.
And then, is this a roof right here?
Wait, let me get back to the map. I was checking the musket stats. That's essentially, yeah, what's left of the roof, and there's rafters so that you can climb up to it.
And then Caleb's gonna climb up on top of the roof. You want me to roll stealth for that?
Since they're focused on Gil and Lucian, I'll say you don't have to roll stealth yet, but bear in mind if you're intending to fire that musket, that it will almost certainly break
Okay,
your
it looks like
stealth.
there's a bit of wall here. Is there like a lip to this roof that he can use as cover?
No, that's essentially under where the rafters are. It's what's holding the rafters up. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to stand on its own.
Well, okay, so Caleb's never really used a gun, but he's gonna try. And he's,
All right.
how far can he fire?
Your minimum range with the musket is 120 feet. That can easily hit pretty much anyone that's immediately.
And you said this guy was damaged the most.
That fella's taken the most hits. Not
Was
only
this one bloodied by the wisdom fail?
No.
Okay. Caleb's gonna take aim at this guy with the musket.
All right. Make me an attack roll. You'll apply your dexterity, but not your.
Yeah, so I get +3 to it because his dex is actually his best stat.
Well, yeah, I'd hope so for a rogue.
Okay, that's gonna be 21 in total.
That is a hit. A musket. You will roll 1d12 and then add your dex.
D12, damn son.
But yeah, it's a rifle.
Have a chance of.
Well, it's not really. Hang on, it fell off the table. It's not really a rifle.
Well, you know what I mean. Relax.
Doesn't have rifling. Son of a bitch! I need to make a bigger space for these dice because they keep falling off the damn table.
I keep telling you, you got to get a dice box, dude.
You think I got money for that shit?
I mean, I've offered. You can take one of mine. I have plenty.
Okay, that's gonna be 9 damage.
Okay. I
imagine he basically just copied everything he's ever seen like a soldier do, so he like crouches down and fires.
All right.
Because he doesn't know how to use it, so he just copies what he's seen before.
Okay. So Lucian and Gil, as both of you prepare, as you see the much better equipped.
Wait. Does this count as a sneak attack?
Yeah, he hasn't seen you yet, so I'll count that.
Okay, so I can add D6s to it.
Sure thing, go ahead.
3d6 to it.
And if you want, since you technically would have gotten advantage from stealth, I just forgot about it at the time. You can also go ahead just to see if you get a nat 20. You already hit, but like just in case you crit.
Do a lot more damage. 2d12 plus 6d8 or.
I didn't crit, so 3d6.
Yeah.
So that's. I had how much damage was? I did 9 damage before.
Yeah, which I've already noted. So just give me the sneak attack.
So 9 plus nice +6 and +2. So that's gonna be 19 damage.
Nice. Okay, so Caleb, as you climb up onto the rafters and pull the hammer back, you see the human is already starting to load up their blunderbuss for another attack, but they have just enough time to look up and see you in the rafters. And Caleb, you're a bit far away to hear this, but Lucian and Gil, you both hear the man say, "Prince Caleb," before a crater appears in his forehead, and he slumps over backwards, dropping the unloaded blunderbuss at his side.
I guess if you look back,
well.
you just see Caleb crouching with a smoking gun.
I kind of give him a little bit of a thumbs up.
Come on, Gil's a soldier. He's got to be impressed with that shot.
He's
Um,
very impressed.
he's too much in a rage to, really pay attention.
Yeah, he's too much in a rage.
Now,
But of course, this reveals Caleb's position.
yeah, but as a rogue, you should have the bonus action to
Yes.
try and stealth again if you want.
Can
Oh,
do
I
that.
can?
Yeah, as a bonus
Yeah.
action,
Alright.
you have cunning action, which allows you to dash.
Let's see.
Yeah,
My
Zephyr just
plus
didn't use it because he
stealth
didn't
is
need to.
pretty good, but I've had a lot of good luck lately, so I'm probably due for a fuck up.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Let's
I can
see.
dash as a bonus
Plus
action.
9. I gotta do some math.
Yeah, take your time.
23 in total.
Okay. So as you fire that shot, you duck and roll, not completely rolling off of the rafters, but kind of Batmaning off the side, keeping the rifle out of view. So while they do, basically, you can tell these guys have definitely pieced together there's more enemies than they thought, but still aren't sure of your exact location yet.
Mhm.
Caleb is such a sneaky boy. He literally can snipe a dude between the eyes.
Mm-hmm. Zephyr, you're up. You just saw your brother snipe one of the leaders of these deserters, and is currently
By the way, I
crouched.
think Caleb has now fallen in love with firearms.
Gotta get the proficiency.
Yeah. Gil and Caleb are gonna bond over
Can he
training
get
to
a-
actually have proficiency in them.
Can he get a proficiency with it?
Yeah, there's a feat.
I was going to mention this later whenever you guys had more downtime, but for those who don't know, basically, if you guys are okay with staying in one place for a few months, you can just find someone who knows what to do, and they can train you to get a new proficiency in either a skill, weapon, tool, or whatever of your choice.
Good
But
stuff
you-
to get proficiencies on level up.
It depends on your class. Not all classes do.
You can get a feat for firearms.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could get a feat if you want to get that proficiency. But that's up to you.
That's
All right, so
really-
Zephyr, you.
Dude, that shot was a feat in of itself.
That's true. So Zephyr,
Never used a firearm before, and just puts it right between the dude's eyes.
so Zephyr, you skitter out from your hiding place and duck and roll behind what appears to be the burnt and destroyed pew of an abandoned church. It appears even
One
this
of those pews was a lot bigger than the other.
Well, like I said, this place, the church was not spared whatever destruction happened here. So
So they
this is
just
more.
took a third off this pew for some reason.
I mean, like it doesn't exactly appear to be an organized destruction. So it just kind of whatever happened.
I mean, that's how do you think they made that campfire?
So Zephyr, what would you like to do? You've moved to take cover behind this pew.
Sadly,
pew.
I cannot really do anything. I
Oh,
need
also,
to.
can I go into my inventory and add the thing?
Yeah, a musket is an item in D&D Beyond, so just add that. And you said you grabbed his bullets, so since you just fired one, you have 19 remaining.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'd go to.
I will reload.
Okay. All right, so Zephyr, you crouch behind the pew, load up your crossbow, and you wait.
They're just called bullets.
Yeah, and also, well, for the record, Zephyr, for a crossbow, loading is actually part of the action, so you could technically still fire.
Oh, really? I thought
No, yeah, I checked. It's only guns that you have to take an action or bonus action to reload. Crossbows and bows reload as part of the attack.
Okay, so there's like
okay.
several bullets. Bad news bullets, blunderbuss bullets,
normal.
bullets modern, bullets renaissance,
Oh, it's just normal bullets.
musket Exandria bullets.
Well, okay, so Zephyr, real quick, I'll try and get that sorted out. But what are you doing?
Well, since I can, I thought I couldn't shoot, so I guess I will. Well, I will shoot.
Okay,
at
and
this boy
go ahead and go
right
with the
here.
Exandria one, Hunter. All right, so
Okay.
you load up your crossbow, take a deep breath as you cover behind the pew, and
I
emerge
have
to take your shot.
advantage.
One more time.
Did I not have advantage?
Yeah, because you are still all of
Well-
you guys are very stealthy except for
Well-
Raccoon, but even Raccoon
Even
landed
then,
their shot.
I'm still, even without the stealth, I have advantage.
Why is that? Out of curiosity.
This one right here. He is right next to one of my allies.
Oh yeah, so sneak attack would trigger regardless. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But all right, I will pew pew.
Allies.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
at
fighting
this-
the same guys, aren't you? That's basically
at
being
this-
allies.
At this very moment, you are an ally. For now.
Also, as a heads up, while Zephyr rolls their attack, Gil, you're up next. So
I'm happy
go
I have
ahead.
Yes.
I'm happy I have advantage. I got a nat 1.
Whew, yeah, you could have hit Lucy, and that would have been rough.
But I
Oh
did
wait a
not-
really
minute,
would
it gets
kill
called
Zephyr.
ammunition. And hang on, let me check something.
But I did not do much better
I mean,
in the second roll.
It doesn't affect anything stat-wise, unless it's a magic bullet, which it's not. So, like, really, as long as you note how many bullets you have, that's all that matters. Because it won't affect the damage. All right. So, what's your with advantage roll? Zephyr?
First roll was an 8, nat 1. Second roll, 12 with the 5.
That is a miss. You fire your crossbow, but as this elf with this flaming blade gets ready to strike Lucian, the bullet does take, or rather, the bolt does take them by surprise, but ricochets off of what appears to be a elaborate set of chainmail armor.
Guess I will use my bonus action to.
Yeah, good call. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Ooh, good roll. 25.
God, these people gotta be like, we don't even know where we're being shot from right
Well,
now.
yeah, because you guys keep moving around using different weapons. Like,
Using their own
They
weapons.
might, I mean, to be fair, they probably think there's like a lot more of us
Well,
than what there are.
Actually, I mean, that one guy, saw you and called you by name. Just he died right after that.
Yeah. It's just
um,
interesting that this guy apparently knew Caleb somehow.
Well, in fact, you're a prince too.
all right. So you miss, but you duck back behind the pew. So Lucian, from your perspective, as you recover from your oncoming panic attack, you see a crossbow bolt ricochet off of their armor, but it does take their attention off of you for a brief moment as they look around, but do not appear able to locate their attacker. Is that it for you, Zephyr?
Also, let's just take
That's all I can
stock
do.
of what has happened so far. They heard someone behind them say something, and then a musket shot takes them out, and then an arrow hits them from the church.
Well,
Yeah.
And
And
they
yeah,
have
bear in
no
mind,
idea where any of this is coming from.
bear in mind, it has not even been 10 seconds yet in universe.
We've literally just been cutting them to pieces.
Well, shit.
it's been
So
6
Gil,
seconds.
you should be up unless Zephyr has anything else.
Yeah, I can't do anything. I did all of my actions.
All right, Gil, you're up. What's left of the deserters are charging at you, seeming intent to go down swinging.
Well, this will be fun. And he will then. Hang on, forgot to push it in. So he will now come over here. And he will attack that redhead girl.
Okay, because you're flanking, you will have advantage.
Yes.
They have not put. They put themselves. They seem to have not really strategized their positioning very well.
Wow.
Well, they weren't. Their intended strategy fell apart rather quickly. So
But yeah, the problem is this little girl
22.
has an aura, which I guess Jeremy
How
could
much
put
Was
an
that to
aura.
hit or damage?
well, yeah, they haven't rolled a hit. So 15, you said?
No, 22.
Oh, so like 15 was your base roll.
You do this.
No. 13 was my base roll.
I don't think
Okay.
anyone said 15.
Yeah, well, I heard something teen. I thought it was 5. Anyway, okay. So, well, yeah, 23. That is a hit. So, roll for damage.
Roll for the damage.
11.
Okay.
And that's once again with my tail.
I figured.
So is he actually like
Kirby?
transformed, or is it just like an illusion?
No, I mean he's transformed.
Basically, it's flavor for an ability he has, but as far as in universe is concerned, he's sort of dipping into the transformation slightly.
And apparently he's got the Icar Beast form, which will raise questions later.
Yeah, that'll be something for you guys to figure out
I
later.
don't think he really thought this through.
Okay. So you land your hit, and as blood splatters across their well-kept chainmail, she stoops and turns around to face you, and has to kind of keep her eyes between you and Lucian on either side of her. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah,
They're
since
not
that-
dead. How
since
much
that
damage
didn't
did she
take
do?
her down,
You did 11.
he's going to smack her again.
Okay, rolled hit, and you still have
It's
advantage.
got that damn multi attack.
Most classes have multi-class.
Yeah, it's usually either spellcasters who don't get it, but some classes just get it at later levels than other, hence you not having it yet.
Oh, so a rogue
25.
can eventually multi attack.
I don't think rogues can.
Can they not? I thought they could.
I don't think they can get it at all.
At higher levels, they can.
Can they?
Okay.
I didn't know they could.
So one more time, Gilbert.
25 to hit,
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
14 damage.
Okay.
And they
All right.
don't get a multi-attack.
As she turns to face you, you take another slice at her with your bladed tail, and blood just cascades down her side. But she clenches her teeth and takes in a deep breath, and is still clinging on. And
She
again,
must have been the tank.
You're a
Um,
tough bitch, aren't you?
It seems like this one would probably be a tank.
She simply spits some blood at the ground, and cracks her neck and twirls her flame blade, seeming more focused on attacking at this point. You see the same look in her eyes that comes over you, that lust for combat once they're in a fight.
Oh,
Cronus, cool.
bring it, sister, bring it.
Got Cronus in here?
All right. Is that it for you?
Yeah, and
All right,
Gil
Lucy.
is very excited.
All right, Lucian, you're up.
Okay.
you-
So that flame sword elf is still in front of me, correct?
yeah, right in front of you, point blank.
Is she facing away from me or towards me?
She's basically standing to try and keep both of you in view without exiting your melee range. So she's kind of
I would
half
like
looking at either of
I
you.
would like to reach up. I'd like to reach up and grab her wrist and give her a very unsettling smile and say, "Let's see how you do with this." And I'm going to cast my screen went blank. I'm going to cast inflict wounds at 2nd level.
Okay.
Do I get advantage because of flanking?
Yeah. Well, is it considered an attack or just
Yeah,
a
it's
spell?
considered an
Yes.
attack.
Then yes, you'll have advantage.
Okay, so the first one was a
Just
natural
mowing
7.
through
So
them.
let's
Mhm.
see.
Hey, like I told you guys last session, I like to give you guys a bit of a breather
Oh my gosh.
after a tough
Natural
encounter. So
20.
nice.
So in total, that's 27. So that is
Okay.
8d10 damage.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled a lot of 8.
So
48 necrotic damage.
all right.
Can I describe it?
Yeah, go for it.
So as she reaches up and curls her fingers around her wrists, and that unsettling smile crosses her face, Gil, you would see this too. From her
You're getting
from
crunchy.
the start of her palms turns this
Real crunch.
Yeah, they're sorting out. Well, while they're describing this,
this
Caro,
better?
you're on deck. Yes, but Caro, you're on
Okay.
deck. So go ahead and start formulating what you
Sorry.
want to do while Lucian's
So
flavoring.
as she reaches up to wrap her hands around the elf's wrist and does her little incantation, a black, like, it's hard to, like, a black shadow crosses her fingers, and it climbs down the elf's arms down into her heart.
All right. And as the shadow reaches the heart of this wood elf woman, you see that bloodlust expression. It doesn't go away, but it sort of freezes in place. And you see her eyes kind of slacken and daze slightly before wounds magically appear across their body. And for the briefest moment, Gil, even you're kind of unsettled as their body almost Frankenstein's in place, almost as if stitching is coming undone all at once. And as blood cascades from her many, many wounds, she falls to her knees and takes in a deep breath and gives a wide grin before slumping over dead. And the flames on the long sword putter before fading.
You fought well.
I fought better. Anyway.
Rip.
Wow, try to give her some respect.
These accents have been messing me up. Do you guys want to know what I heard?
Oh no.
What?
Probably should.
I know she said I fought better, but it sounded like with the accent, I fucked better.
That too.
mean-
That too.
All right, is that it for you, Lucian?
Let's see. Is there any bonus actions that I can do?
Sounds like Lucian doesn't ever get action.
How are you doing on healing?
Lucian never gets action.
I have 60 feet. How are you
mean, she
doing
might soon.
on health?
I haven't been hit
Still.
yet.
Do you have
Yeah, I don't think
any-
other than you, I don't think anyone's really been damaged yet.
Yeah,
I
Or-
haven't been hit yet.
both are very badly.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
both very laggy.
Then,
Crunchy.
that ends my turn.
Okay.
much.
Okay, that actually, you know what? I would like to move. I'm sorry. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I keep dropping my mic.
Well, dropping it's not the problem. It's just punching.
It's lagging again.
Yeah, your internet's crunchy.
I want to move.
I heard that as soon as they started calling it crunchy, you guys started doing that.
Well, I actually got that. Well, like that contributed, but I actually first heard it from Qua, who uses it all the time, and it's the most hilarious thing in the world to me. So
It is crunchy though.
In 5 pixels, I'm just like,
Man.
this is the crunchiest video I've ever seen.
The crunchiest video.
If only Zephyr knew spells.
Imagine
That's
if
fair.
you were watching Crunchyroll and it was laggy. This is the crunchiest Crunchyroll I've ever seen.
Well, while they
Good.
while they sort their internet problems out, Caro.
Oh, now Matthew's
Yes.
crunchy.
Actually, you're crunchy to me, so I think it's side.
Oh, I'm crunchy.
Okay.
Um,
Hello.
Hello. So
Hi.
where would you like
Okay.
to go?
Hello?
So I moved. I moved. So all 3 of those guys will be in my range with the spirit guardians.
Okay.
I like how you walked right into melee range again, whenever you've already taken a ton of damage.
Listen, Lucian's very careless right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
For reasons.
Does that still apply the effect on them when you do it, or is it just when they
Yep.
enter it? Okay.
I think it's when. You know what? Hang on. Let me read the spell.
The affected creatures have.
To be fair, even if she walks up to them, they are still technically entering it.
When the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw on.
Okay. So yeah. So they'll start their turn there. So
Okay.
because they don't really have a choice. So yeah. You're good. Okay. Caro, you're up.
Okay.
Is Garo gonna go rip some throats out now?
Well, let's see what Caro does.
Yes. So I want Garo to go after this person in the back.
All right. The archer. Sure thing.
Yes.
Which one's the dwarf that deceived Caleb?
Right. This guy.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot this person.
Okay.
Shoot him.
All right. So you make your. So that's the lead deserter. So make your attack. And again, because you're still stealthed, I will give you advantage.
You're confused on this.
What? What's wrong?
It's something like out of character, but or like that. Kind of like the whole crossbow thing. I'm like, what?
Wait. What do you mean?
I guess.
Oh,
Maybe
I
'cause
like
it's
the loading
light.
thing.
Maybe because it's light. Or something?
No. Okay, so yeah, to explain, it says in the player's handbook that weapons that have the reload property, you reload as part of the action. Normally, that doesn't matter, but it does matter if you're, for instance, a ranger who has multi-attack, because it means you can't attack more than once in a turn. That's the limitation of a weapon that has to reload. Otherwise, crossbows would just be objectively better than most bows. But Caro took the crossbow expert feat, which means they don't have to worry about things that have reloading, or at least with crossbows. So that's why. So basically, you can attack once with a crossbow, but if you were able to attack twice, you couldn't unless you had crossbow expert. But Caro does have crossbow expert, so they don't have to worry about it. Now, guns use a unique variant of reloading.
I was just more
where
of a
they have-
crossbow part.
So next turn, Caleb has to take a turn to reload, right?
Yeah.
Or he has to use an action to reload.
Yeah. It'll just be your action to reload, but you'll still have your bonus and stuff if you want to.
But he can still move like 30 feet and then
Yeah.
reload,
Movement
right?
is its own thing. Unless something restricts you from moving, you can move while doing other stuff.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry.
actions is-
So with that cleared up, Caro, like I said, you have advantage. So how'd you do on rolling to hit?
Oh, I got a dirty 20.
All right, that filthy 20 is definitely going to hit. Roll for damage, and don't forget your poison.
Also, Matthew, is this the end of the wall? Like he could be on one side of it and then like reach out on the other side, or is this the end of the wall?
Yeah, the wall ends like right here. Like you could essentially be
So
covering.
if he moves here, he can be in cover, but then he can
Yeah.
like poke out to fire.
Yeah.
That's why I said over here. I can poke out right here. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. You basically, you guys are playing XCOM while everyone else is like just in a crazy melee atois.
That'd be 20 damage.
Yeah, I'm having to like
All
press
right.
whenever to use my dash and stuff.
Well, you bonus actions.
Yeah, as a rogue, you can bonus action dash. So that's 20 damage, you said?
So I can basically move 60 feet at will.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you use your bonus action, yes.
And Caro, is that correct?
Technically, you can use 90 if action, but yeah.
What?
What was your damage?
Oh, 20 in total.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. Okay. Lucian, as you approach what appears to be the leader, who's trading out one of his pistols to draw the rapier as you approach, and as he glances around at his fallen comrades, steels himself and seems ready to go down swinging. A crossbow bolt impacts him right under his left breast, and you see him clutch at it and bend over and grits his teeth in pain before poison racks his veins, and you see him clenching his fist, white knuckling his way through. He's still standing, but barely.
And then Garo's gonna rip some throats out.
Well, Caro still has another shot, actually.
Yeah.
And yes, I rolled for
Yeah.
Constitution. They failed, so that's why they were able to do the poison damage. All right, so what are you going to do now, Caro? You did a pretty good shot there.
We'll attack this person.
All right, the dwarf.
Caro just sniping over there.
Also, before you attack, make me a stealth roll to see if they've spotted you yet. Especially because the guy who you shot survived, so he may be able to tell where it came from.
Yeah. 16.
Okay. Okay. As you see him look around, he looks around and he knows that there's other people shooting at him, but he can barely see through the pain and the venom coursing through his veins, and he's struggling to see much of anything and just trying to focus on not getting cut down. So you are still stealthed. Roll this attack with advantage.
Cool.
Stealthy frog.
Well, Caro is a sniper.
Rip.
Yeah, presumably still working out their internet issues.
Yeah, she's switching to computer.
Okay, that is a hit. Roll for damage, and I'll make that con roll to see if poison applies.
Yes.
What's the DC for the venom?
12. That's the wrong one too.
They just make the save. So
Okay.
I don't know if that applies half damage or if it just doesn't do anything.
Just a-
No, it just doesn't.
Okay, so no poison on this one, but it will do the base damage.
Yes,
Oh.
which is 7.
That would be pretty
Okay.
powerful. Have multi attack. Just like, all right,
Yeah.
always.
Okay. Lucian and Caleb, as you're both glancing to the dwarf who's swapping out their crossbow for dual hand axes. Another crossbow bolt impacts what parts of his chest are exposed from the Sun Dragon bearskin armor. And while he white knuckles his way through the venom, and as a dwarf is able to kind of grin and shrug it off, you do still see blood coursing pretty heavily from the initial bolt. That
bloodied.
No, that was just first hit, and they have a pretty good amount of health. You guys are just good at damaging. All right, and Garrow, unless they dash to get there, should still have an action, and so anything else?
Them attack him.
All right, you should have their stat sheet on hand, so go ahead and roll. I'll have the archer stats ready.
1 moment.
But this one is like pretty hurt.
Yeah, go just because to the poison did a pretty healthy amount.
Probably might die on this.
I hope not. I want
And
him.
plus, they start their turn in Lucian's little thing.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah.
Because, by the way, this circle I think goes out to about 15 feet.
Well, yeah. Again, you can click on if you click on your little avatar or your icon, go to the wheel. You can scroll down and make an aura. Like, can you see this aura?
Good
I
to
don't
know.
see anything.
See anything?
I can. So.
Yeah, that would be more important. Yeah.
Yeah. Like as long as I can see it and you can see it, that's what really matters for like applying things in game. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
The circle goes to
Caleb.
about 15 feet. So
You
if they're in the
disappoint-
circle,
Yeah, but
which they are. So.
they're affected.
You're
right,
disappointed,
so,
Caleb.
So Caro, how does Garrow perform? On your character sheet, go to extras, and it should be listed under familiars. Here, I have your character sheet saved. I'll pull it up for you.
Extras? No. Extras.
I know it's listed on the character sheet somewhere. I know because I put it there.
Well, this is a.
Yeah, it's extras.
Yeah, as a pet.
Okay, there we go. Now I see.
Oh, I'm.
Let me actually check. I'm curious if pounce applies here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that pounce applies here. So, okay. Okay, you found their sheet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go ahead and make the strength check for the pounce. Okay, they do succeed against pounce.
Yes. He will bite.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Bite. Arr.
That is an 11.
Does not hit, unfortunately. Garrow charges forward to the
Luckily
archer.
for this person.
And as Garrow charges them, she swirls around and with a very surprisingly fluid motion swaps out their short bow for a spear in one hand and short sword in the other, and manages to roll out of the way as Garrow charges them, and the two just stare each other down. The elvish woman surprisingly managed to replicate the terrifying glare of a tiger. Is that it for your turn, Kara? Kara?
I said yeah.
Okay.
I guess well.
Yeah. Okay. Raccoon, you're up with the bandits on deck.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I have a question for a god.
What is your question for God?
Fudge.
Y'all ever
Ask,
seen that
ask it when
before?
you get there.
Have y'all ever seen that before?
No.
Oh hell.
Okay. So, what do you do, Raccoon?
Since I can't cast any damaging magic without feasibly injuring Lucian and possibly killing her, I'm going to shoot my pistol again.
You have to reload the pistol as your action.
Reload, motherfucker.
um,
Alright, here, I'm gonna send it in D&D chat because I mentioned it in D&D.
Wait, if
Sure.
it's a pistol, shouldn't it have like?
A clip? You're talking about a clip?
yeah, no, this is a flintlock pistol, so no.
This is the
So-
modern day deagle.
Which would be hilarious. Raccoon with a Glock would be hysterical.
Listen,
Okay.
it's valid, okay? Okay. Instead of doing that, you know what? Let me.
I like to imagine
A
Raccoon
Glock is
aimed
rock.
and pulled the trigger, but it just went.
Listen, she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't have proficiency. That's valid.
It's like
alright.
even Caleb knew what.
So you don't have any damaging spells that would attack?
Oh, none
No,
that
I
are area of
do. I
effect.
do. There.
Vicious
I have a
Mockery?
lot that are wide range.
Vicious
I
Mockery?
do have vicious mockery. I do, but like it doesn't really do too much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it would take your action. You can spend your action, reload the gun, and shoot again at that.
Oh, so I could do reload my action and do vicious mockery.
No,
Is Vicious
Vicious Mockery is
It's
an
a cantrip.
Yeah, no, you can.
Still an action.
Then I can only
unless
do
you
one.
unless you cast a spell as your action, you couldn't do that because you can do
I
both.
was just
Well,
saying.
no, even then you couldn't actually.
I was just saying, like you
So I
can.
can't- I can't load my pistol and do something else, so I'm fucked. Okay.
Unless you have a bonus action.
I don't have a bonus action. You know what?
I don't know what.
Let me hang on.
You're a
one
bard. You have bardic inspiration. You can do as a bonus action.
You know? Let's do that then.
All right.
Who do you
Who
give
do
it to?
I will give it to. I want to give it to Lucian.
Okay.
Ah.
Do you want to flavor it or shall I?
You can.
Yep, you're different. So, as you realize, oh, guns have to be reloaded, you crouch back behind and kind of grumble to yourself as you reload the pistol before taking out the slide whistle, or penny whistle, rather. And Lucian, as Raccoon plays, this surprisingly beautiful melody fills your ears, and you smile to yourself, and what traces of anxiety you had from your near panic attack fade as inspiration fills you. All right, so that's it for you, Raccoon. Yes.
It'll have to be.
All right. That's the beauty of guns, ain't it? Okay, it is now the enemy's
Guns.
turn, who
She
start
doesn't
their
like
turn.
them so far.
All right. Sorry. DC on the saving throw again, Lucian.
It's okay. It's 15.
They all succeed, actually.
That's okay.
damn.
We
They still
still
take
take
half.
half.
Yeah. So,
And I rolled really shitty 8.
okay.
That half.
So
But yeah, is
So
that with?
half-
Is that
No,
with? Yeah, is that
that's-
with?
I was like,
no,
oh.
I rolled 8.
Yeah,
I
so
rolled
4
really
then.
shitty.
But
Yeah, that's okay.
So they take 4 damage.
Which I'm noting. Okay. Da.
No change, I assume, from just 4 damage.
Yeah, not that you guys can see. So they all grimace as the scorpions and snakes bite at their heels, but manage to hold on. And the lieutenant turned deserter keeps his eyes on you, Lucian, but over his shoulder calls out, "We go down fighting for our fallen comrades!" And he goes in to slice with his rapier at you, Lucian.
Seems like this guy's the leader. It might affect their morale if we kill him.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm really so poorly for the enemies.
Why are you? I don't like that you're upset about that.
I'm not even really upset. I'm more just commenting on
He
it.
is.
Even then, I mean,
He is. Don't let him fool you.
I want you guys to survive. I like you guys.
Yeah.
I just also
You're the DM.
it's in my job description to challenge you.
Yeah.
So Lucian, as he charges forward, with Raccoon's music filling your ears, you actually duck as he jabs forward with the rapier. And as you stand back up, he goes to jab again, and you duck, but you see him grin as he feints. And as you stand back up, jabs you in the stomach. You take 8 piercing damage, and he twirls a pistol into his hand and goes to fire it at you.
Okay.
Damn, son.
You grit your teeth through the pain of the rapier in your gut and bat his hand out of the way as the gun fires off. Zephyr, you actually kind of crouch as it ricochets off the pew you're hiding behind.
I just like, nope.
So that's his turn.
So, wait. You hit her once.
Mhm.
Yeah, here's my reaction to him pulling out that pistol.
Also, yes, thank you for reminding me, Austin.
You're gonna have to click it. It didn't work.
Make me a concentration. See if you maintain your spell.
Let's
I was more or less gonna think about like you can do all the attacks. And
Okay,
the
I
spell's
do good.
already
I do
used.
good. I got a filthy, swampy 20.
All right.
Swamp ass.
Okay. The dwarf
Swamp ass 20.
is going to go to your other side to flank you.
But suddenly, this dwarf has his feet dead.
What your DM would do to y'all?
Yeah, I mean, he could easily just say, "Hey, he has the Mage Slayer." Con save. Also, I think it gives them advantage as well on saving throws or something like that, or certain things. But
Okay. Lucian, as the dwarf appears behind you, let me make all my various necessary rolls.
I get these stupid icons to go away. They're literally blocking my view of the battle map.
what do you mean? The bottom?
Yeah, how do I get these to go away?
I don't know about go away, but you can move them. But you can always make them
What?
map
So
No,
it's
space
actually,
smaller.
you can get them to go away. You go to the little cog there in the upper right-hand side, and then it will bring up your settings. And if you scroll down to game settings, it says player video avatar size. You could just say names only, and that will significantly make things so much better.
You can move them
Oh, that
around,
is
and also you can make the map smaller or something like that.
Oh, that's so much better. I can actually see the map.
So,
It's
Lucian,
beautiful.
as this dwarf appears behind you, you're struggling to keep your attention on both people in combat with you, and the lieutenant turned deserter grins as the dwarf goes into this flurry, like practically becoming a twister of axe blades. You take 15 slashing damage as you struggle to dodge, like with the rapier still like holding you in place. One slices across your leg, one slices under your arm, one slices down your arm, and as he comes to a stop, he grins, seeming a little bit dizzy, and his attention sort of caught between Gil and Lucian, but content that he did a lot of damage to
So
you.
he's focusing on Gil and Lucian, by the way?
Well, yeah,
The lieutenant told them focus on the spellcaster, so they're just following the last order they were given.
But wait, out of curiosity, he hit 3 times, or was it just?
He attacked 4 times, and 3 of them hit.
I was thinking, did he hit 3 times, or was that like just like flavoring it?
Yeah, 3 of them hit, but he did attack 4 times. Okay, Lucian, please make me another con save.
Well, yeah, like technically she has to make 3, right?
Lucian has a bit of health. I'm pretty sure Caleb would be dead by now.
I have 12 health left, so
Yeah,
I'm getting concerned. So how many con saves do I need to do?
Yeah, 3 because 3 of them landed.
Okay, so first one.
Why are you doing con saves?
Because
It's to
spell.
maintain concentration on their spell.
Okay, so the first one I'm going to use my inspiration to re-roll.
Fair
That
enough.
was a natural 4.
Okay.
I'm glad I did. So that's first one's a 16.
Okay.
The second one is a
don't re-roll with
11, so I
inspiration.
think that is okay.
Okay.
And the last one is a 21.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, you don't re-roll with inspiration. You just add a D. You add a D8.
No. That's bardic inspiration. They're using their inspiration, like to get those
Oh.
advantage. Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. No, don't worry. I'm keeping an eye out. Okay, so you just barely managed to white knuckle your way through the flurry of metal, but it's a struggle. And Gil, you can see some of the snakes and scorpions already starting to like vanish or like flicker in place. Their place in the material plane becoming a little more weak. The elf, kind of caught between a tiger and a hard place, or rather the elvish archer, is going to attack Garrow. Caro, do you have your business pulled up? Just because I don't know their AC off the top of my head, so.
Matthew, I'm curious,
Garrow's
for attacking, do I have to count it like this, or count it as also having to move into their square?
Hang on, sorry. Let me see.
Their square. He's trying to say, do I count it like on next to them or on them?
Yeah, no, yeah, it has to be their square.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
on them.
But if I
and-
dash as a bonus action,
Okay.
Be on
I
them.
can dash, move 45 feet, and still attack, right?
Well, if you're doing melee, you could do right here. But he's saying if you're doing range, you need to be on them.
Yeah, range has to hit them directly, but yeah, in melee, you just have to be standing next to them to make a melee attack.
Or
So I
within your
can
range.
dash and then attack because I have dash as a bonus action.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just wouldn't be able to dual wield if that's a concern of yours, but.
Actually,
Okay, so AC of 15, you said?
what if you were able to attack right here?
Kara?
Hmm?
AC of 15, you said?
Yes.
Okay. 2 attacks, one of them hit. Garrow, so keep track of this. Garrow takes 8 piercing damage as she jabs forward with the spear, and Garrow dodges out of the way of the first strike before she impales through their shoulder, and blood starts to cascade stark against their stark white
He
fur.
describes every scene he describes is like a fight in an anime where there's blood like just pouring out like a faucet was turned on.
I mean, if you have an artery, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, what can I say? I have my tastes. That is also a hit. They also jab forward with their short sword, and Garrow takes an additional 7 piercing damage.
No, don't kill Guerrero.
He's low on health, but he's fine for now.
Okay. So as she pushes the spear down, she pulls the short sword from her belt and slashes across Garrow's leg that's already been injured by the spear. And Garrow lets out this hideous whine of pain and anger that sends goosebumps up all of your backs, as you've never heard an animal make that sound before. Meanwhile, the 3 bandits still in the camp are going to start firing.
Yeah. They haven't done much. I was like, I put question marks last time. I don't think they did anything last time.
No, they did. They fired, but they missed.
Oh, I don't really. They just were.
Yeah, all 3 of them fired at me.
Mm.
I don't know. They missed you like all 3 of them missed you 2 times.
Yeah, I'm rolling very poorly tonight. They take this action to reload their rifles, but you can see all of them kind of looking to each other, very concerned. Things are not looking good. Things are not looking good for them. Their leaders are getting cut down one by one, and they miss their shots and are having to reload the slowest guns to reload in the world. So not great, not great. That is, I believe, that is the end of their turn. Caleb, you're up, and Zephyr on deck.
All right, Caleb has something in mind, so he's gonna pull out his short sword instead of reloading. So just put the gun back over his shoulder or some crap.
Yeah, just
And
like
I'm
sling it over
going
your
to
back.
use dash as a bonus action to get into range to attack him.
Go ahead.
Because he's focusing on these 2 and within 5 feet of them.
Yep, and because you're flanking with Lucy, and you'll get advantage on this. So
Is he basically getting flanked from like all? Is he basically?
no, you
all
only get a
attacks
flanking. You only get a flanking bonus if you're on the opposite side of another character, which is why I specified
So me and
Lucian.
Lucian will be getting flanking on him.
Yes. You approach,
Advantage. Good thing I
and-
had advantage.
as he turns, you see the dwarf's eyes glint in recognition as you start charging towards him with your short sword drawn.
Alright, so with his short sword, he gets +6 to hit, so that's going to be 23 in total to hit.
That's a hit! Go ahead and roll for damage, my boy.
So it's going to be
Yeah.
It's going to be 1d6 +3, but I'm going to add the other d6s.
Yeah. Basically, it's essentially 4d6 plus.
Yeah.
So I have something to flavor it with whenever Caleb does attack.
Go for it.
So
Always welcome the players flavoring. I just flavor for the enemies, or if no, you guys don't have anything in mind.
I fell off the table. Come on, stay on the table.
Next time we have a little meet together, I'm gonna bring.
Yeah, Austin, you got to deliver a dice box to him.
I'll bring an array of colors for you to pick.
Okay. +3. Son of a bitch.
Also, somebody give him more dice.
That's also true.
Alright. That's 4 attacks, right?
Because you attack and then the sneak attack. So,
Right.
so yeah,
Oh,
like,
I'm trying to remember. Did I roll 4 times? I think so. Yeah.
I
I
don't know.
think I rolled.
This is why I have so many dice.
1 + 4.
I'm just using D. This kind of.
yeah, and I just roll on the dice box, so it's easier to keep track.
So then
Even that, just
+3.
I could do.
So that's
like,
going to be
dice.
15 damage.
All right, and you said you had flavor.
Yeah, so when Caleb rushes in out to attack, he just says, "You remember me?"
The dwarf, as you slash him across the arm and blood gushes from his shoulder, he places a hand on it and gives you a wide grin. That I do. All right,
How's
is
he
that it?
looking, by the way?
Not great.
Is he bloodied?
He is not.
Oh.
Well, then why did you say not great?
Well, because you just slashed him for a crap ton of damage, and he already took damage from the spell and Karo's.
But he's not even bloodied, so he's not really doing that bad.
Okay, he looks fantastic. He's in great health.
Like, he still has
Yes.
more than half his health left.
I'm just trying to give you a sense of accomplishment. All right, Zephyr, you're up.
All right. Out of curiosity, does the tiger count as an ally?
Yes,
All right. I'm gonna shoot at this boy right.
go for it.
Yes. I have.
And you are still stealth, so
Well, yeah. And then I have advantage.
yeah. So either way,
Pew pew. Ooh, not good. Hopefully pew pew, please. Okay.
now let's find out.
First one was 11. The second one was 17.
That is a hit, just barely. You literally just made the cut. Roll for damage.
Nice. So I'll do my 1d8 plus 4 max damage on that. So 12 plus my 3d6. Wow, high damage. A total of 27.
Nice. All right. Caro, as you peek out from behind your hiding place to see how Garrow's looking after hearing their whine, Lucy and Gil and Caleb, although Caleb, you know it's from Zephyr's hiding place as you saw where he went, a crossbow bolt impact right in the lower part of the archer's back as they stoop, and you hear them give a of pain, completely caught off guard and shaken and struggling to keep their grip on the spear. If you want to try to hide, go ahead for your bonus action.
Sure. I mean, I can't really do anything else with bonus action, so might as well use it. Stealth. 22.
Yeah, you hide. I would
You hide.
to be blunt with you, I would have to get very, very lucky to roll high enough to beat that with these people. All right. Okay. So you duck back behind the pew after you pew. And she looks around but is unable to see where the attack's coming from. Although at this point they've definitely deduced the situation they're in.
That's great.
Gil, you're up. Lucian on deck.
So, I'm not going to move, but I'm going to use my tail, and I'm going to smack that guy with
What?
my tail.
Do you have reach?
Sure.
Yeah, he has a 10-foot
10
reach.
10
Okay.
feet.
Oh, yeah,
Alright.
with the tail.
And my goal is to knock him
Non-lethal?
unconscious. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack.
$16.
That is a miss. As your tail lashes out, he parries it out of the way with his rapier, and Lucian, you gasp as the blade finally exits your gut.
I'm going to smack at him again.
It's like you parried that one. Now here's the other one.
Yeah, now parry the next one. All right, go for it.
26.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
Is there like a thing for someone being completely
10.
surrounded?
There's not like a unique mechanic for it, but it would basically give everyone attacking them advantage.
Well, yeah, everyone who's surrounding them.
Uh-huh.
Even then, I think flanking's like not even based off of just more.
Yeah, it's just kind of a homebrew rule, but I similar to the crit thing. I just liked it enough to include it. It encourages more creative play than just everyone surrounding and attacking them.
But it
wouldn't
was 10 damage.
Them to surround and attack them?
I'll say
Mm.
you just said it. More creative place than surround and attack them. But if you surround and attack them, you all get advantage.
No, but like basically, for instance, like without flanking rolls, Caleb and Lucian could just attack from any angle, and it wouldn't really matter. Like it's just getting into range to attack them, and that's all that matters. But the flanking rule at least encourages you guys to actually strategize and get creative. Also, Caro, to answer your question, like I said, it's difficult for me to answer over text while streaming. Unless you have a focus, yes. But Rangers, I don't believe. Well, at least you don't start with a focus. I think Rangers can still.
Even then, all of our stuff got stolen. So.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, you'll either need material components or get a focus to replace them.
But you can use spells that don't require.
Yeah, you can use any spell that doesn't take a material component, or if it's a material component you already have. Okay. Is that it for your turn? Oh yeah, sorry. How much damage did you do, Gil?
So you have 2 spells you can still use.
You slash at him with your tail, and as you slice him, your tail basically running forth and just dragging deeply across his side. He clutches his arm towards his side as if hoping to stem the flow. He's still standing, but he's hurt.
Who got hit?
Go down, will you?
The one with the rapier. Is that it for you, Gil?
Sadly.
Okay. And as you say that, Gil, you see the deserter grit his teeth and glare at you. I'll never bow to you again. Lucian, you're up with.
If anybody's about to do like a potentially lethal attack on the dwarf, I want Caleb to be able to say something.
Should say something.
Yeah, as long as the players are okay with it, that's fine with me. All right, Lucian, you're up. Caro on deck.
Okay. So I have a channel divinity. So what I'm gonna do, Lucian clutches her holy symbol in her on her chest and closes her eyes for a moment and whisper, "Shiva, be with me." And she's going to use her channel divinity to heal herself for 25 points.
Okay.
Wow.
So as you say this prayer,
25 health?
yeah, clerics, man.
Holy shit.
I mean,
Fuck me with a stick.
I could have used it to distribute to everybody, but like I'm
Well,
the only
you're
one
the-
who's
like,
hurt,
you're the
so
only
Yeah,
one
like
damaged.
I
it totally
figured it was
makes sense.
okay.
I mean,
Gil, you're not even hurt a little bit.
Bill's
Oh well,
arrow.
Garrow, I still have stuff. I will get Garrow in a minute. Keep your pants on. Jesus.
Plus, Garrow can always just run away to safety.
Well,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
they'll give them
Um,
opportunity attack, sadly.
Well, they can
So
disengage.
I will
Sure, I
mark
guess.
that down. And
Alright,
then as a bonus action, while still clutching the
holy symbol.
holy symbol, she'll open up her eyes to face this. Is it a wood elf or who is this in front of me?
The lead deserter who's a light elf.
I will look at them in the eyes and say in Elvish, "You don't know who you're messing with," and I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon, which I haven't done yet, which I'm super excited to reveal, at 2nd level. So, let's see, right behind her, about right here, between these two, right here.
I'll just do a little square to indicate it.
Okay, appears a giant scepter. And on top of the scepter is the symbol of Shiva. It's like the type of scepter you would see with royalty.
Okay.
And then I think I get to hit somebody as it appears.
When you cast, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon.
Indeed.
Okay. So
Who
I'm
you
gonna hit
going
the
after?
leader. I'm gonna hit the leader with my scepter.
Go for it. Make that roll.
Okay, 21.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. That is 9 radiant damage.
Okay. That's a whopping amount of damage. Okay.
Just
All
gets
right.
hit like a baseball bat.
All right. So is that it for you?
Yep, that's it for me.
All right. So you clutch your holy symbol and mutter this prayer, and you feel this warm embrace, not like the crackling, fiery one you had felt at camp. This motherly and warm embrace as your wounds begin to close and the blood is cleansed from your skin. And as you open your eyes, you say another prayer and shoot your arm forward, and this glowing scepter appears, and you see the archer and the lieutenant both look up at it and look back to each other as it swings around, and you see the wind is of him as it impacts him in the stomach, and he struggles to stay on his feet. Not looking good. Caro,
Is he bloodied?
and yes, he is. All right.
Gil's gonna shot. Keep him alive.
All right.
Is he
Caro.
alive, he said.
Yeah, and Caro, you're up. Raccoon on deck.
Okay. Let me see.
2 of them in melee range.
Also, don't forget on their turn, they still have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So, Caro and Garrow, what would you like to do?
So I have Caro shoot at the person who attacked Caro, the elf,
All right.
or is she?
Yep.
an elf?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 elves and a dwarf. So yeah.
Okay. We'll shoot at her.
And you're stealth. So this plan really paid off for you guys.
Yeah, they're just about within
Is a
range.
27 to hit?
What plan?
I had a
Cutting out, but
I had
Well, we got the
good
gist.
idea.
I don't.
kinda, he said he had a
For
good idea.
one,
I
Yeah.
don't.
I had a
Referring to the plan to
great
sneak into
idea.
town. All right. So what was that to hit, Caro?
27.
That is definitely a hit. Roll for damage, and I will make a con save for the poison. DC again, sorry. Believe it was like 12, but I want
Yeah,
to.
12. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, they succeed that, so they won't take poison. But
So 8 damage. Or 8,
Okay.
no.
Plus you.
11 damage. Sorry.
no worries. Thank you for letting me know. I want to make sure you get your dues. Okay.
You
Make sure my
did.
math.
Rip, kill it. Got it. Dead.
So you fire your first bolt at the archer, and it impacts her in the leg, almost like connecting with the bolt that Zephyr had fired. And she is on her last leg and struggling to keep her grip on the spear that's impaled through Garrow. They are still alive, but barely.
But then Garrow gets to attack.
Well, Caro can still attack again.
Carol
Oh, yeah.
has 2 attacks.
But Caro, make me a stealth roll to see if she's able to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it. Just shoot her. She'll be dead. Or
13.
don't need to be stealthy if you can just kill her.
Yeah, like at this point, there's so few of them left. It's like, we might as well just charge in at this point.
Yeah.
Well, Caleb has something specific he wants to do with that dwarf, so he wanted to try and finish him himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be honest. If I kill him, I'm just gonna shoot him in the face.
And Caro, as you swiftly start dragging the bolt along your skin to poison it and reload it for another shot, you see the elf in her bloodied haze look over to you, and you see her eyes lock with yours, and she calls out in Elvish, so those of you who can speak Elvish understand this. At the barracks! One left!
Caleb
Oh, sweet
understands.
summer child.
Caro, what would you like to do? You still have 1 attack, and Garo can still go.
Let me see.
Oh.
Well, if I minimize it, count.
Well, it's still
I was just saying if I minimize the browser. Oh, yeah, it doesn't count.
So what you gonna do, Caro?
Just doing a little bit of testing.
No worries. All experimenting here.
So what does two-hand weapon do?
What? 2-weapon fighting, you mean, or?
Yeah.
As a bonus action, if you're wielding 2 light weapons, you can attack with that weapon as a bonus action, but it will do less damage because you won't apply any modifiers.
So if I attack with a dagger, it would just be 1d4 plus 3?
No, just a flat 1d4, like no pluses.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, so 1d4 without the plus 3.
Yeah. All right, and Kara, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna have Garo try to attack her, and if it does enough damage to knock her or to kill her, to try to knock her out instead.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Yes.
Roll for that
Kill
demo.
her. Kill her.
17 to hit.
Just kill
That
them
is
all.
just enough to hit. Roll for damage.
Kill. Kill. Kill.
Kill.
That
Kill.
means that-
Kill.
That means they're on more than like 1 health because they're not getting
Wait.
to die.
Why?
Bad
You
gesture.
are.
Yeah, you're cutting out,
You
man.
are a robot.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna have to.
I wouldn't even say robot. It was just. It'd be an insult to robots.
That's 7 damage.
All right. Garo fights their way through the pain and lunges forward and bites into their torso. And finally, the woman's composure completely falls as she lets out a piercing pain scream as blood gushes as a tiger is currently biting into her stomach. She is just clinging to life. Caro,
Jesus Christ, they just
you-
won't go the
Supper
fuck down.
time.
To give
It's supper time for Garo.
Caro, you still have 1 attack.
Question is, do you want to use it?
That is true.
Why would you not
So
want to
she's
use
still
it?
up and
'cause
about,
if she,
right?
if she
Yeah, but
attacks,
barely.
she can't disengage.
Okay. I still don't want to kill her.
Yeah,
so
so you can
I'll
just
attack
stay
her.
non-lethal.
Yeah.
All right, make an attack roll. This time you do not have advantage because she knows where you are.
Damn it.
God damn it.
26 to hit.
So, Caro, you scope your
What was
crossbow
it?
and pull the trigger, and
26.
one final bolt impacts her thigh that has just become a porcupine of crossbow bolts at this point. And she lets
Oh,
out
poor
one
creature.
final groan, and you can see her hands white knuckle clenching on Garrow's fur, trying to find grip, to find any way to escape. And as consciousness starts to fade from her, I know you said you wanted to do non-lethal, don't worry. As consciousness starts to fade from her, her gaze turns to Lieutenant, and she mumbles, it's hard to make out the specifics, but those of you near her who can speak Elvish can hear what definitely appears to
Like
be
all
a...
three of them near her can.
Yeah, you hear what appears to be a deeply apologetic and regretful tone to her voice as she slumps unconscious.
Oh. We just killed his girlfriend.
Well, knocked her out. So
For
she
now.
is
By having a
unconscious.
tiger bite her in the stomach and shoot her with an arrow. Yeah, totally unconscious.
Well,
I
D&D.
mean, the pain is enough to knock her out.
Yeah, she basically just collapsed from exhaustion, if nothing else.
I mean, she
All
has
right.
taken a fucking beating.
All right, is that it for you, Carol?
Yeah.
All right.
And
Now, here's the thing. There's still these three motherfuckers who are going to get a shot this next turn.
Mm.
But so it's their turn, right?
Also, what
Yeah.
happened to Raccoon?
Well,
Oh,
I was just about to say, I got to be able to speak. Raccoon, you're up with the bandits on deck.
Because they've been quiet.
Mm. Sips, you good?
Sippy, it's your turn. You're
Oh,
muted.
I'm seeing text. Hold on. In the meanwhile, after they go, it'll be Caleb's turn.
He's gonna attack.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna. Okay, they already rolled. So that is a hit. They're shooting the closest enemy.
I
Okay.
think closest should be the dwarf.
Yeah, technically. So yeah. All right. That's 7 damage to the dwarf.
Oh no. Actually, yeah, I think they're the exact same technically.
Well, yeah, the dwarf's technically closer to them, like visually, so I'll count it as shooting the dwarf.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. That's
How's he
Raccoon.
looking?
He's by how you calculate it, he's perfectly healthy.
DM, just so you know, the elf
he's-
that was over here, that Kara did non-lethal to,
Yeah.
she will automatically fail that wisdom saving throw.
Well,
Uh-oh.
So you're gonna kill him?
Right.
All
What
right.
happened?
Because
killing
they're still
them.
in range, they're going to still take damage.
No,
Pretty much.
oh, wait. Yeah, they're in range.
She set it up for they were in range.
All right, so that is an automatic failure for a death save. All right, I will roll wisdom saves for the other two, see how they perform.
So she's dead.
No.
Mhm.
Not yet. That's
Only
one. That's
one
one failure.
fail.
Well, no, I'm talking about this one right here.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they automatically
They only
failed
failed
damage,
one.
But yeah, they only fail one if you take damage while you're unconscious. The dwarf succeeds. The leader does not.
God, this dwarf is just going to take forever to go down.
I mean, he's a dwarf. They're basically walking tanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll damage. That would be 11 necrotic.
Okay. Is that the full, and then cut it in half for the dwarf?
Yep, that's the
Okay.
full.
Thank you. Boop, 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 boop.
No, don't kill him.
Well, he's still standing, just not great. Okay.
Why isn't it players automatically just make death saves, but NPCs will instantly die?
Because it'd be annoying if every bandit you killed could get back up and come after you.
Well, even then, like, they don't usually. Even then, death saves don't usually bring you back. You have to get healed, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Regardless, basically it'd be annoying if you had to like do confirmation kills on the villain of the campaign. You know.
Yeah, just
We're not
double
quite
tap.
sure you're dead yet. Cut their head off.
We've actually had to do that in a campaign. It was
that
very annoying.
That sounds annoying as hell. Yeah.
I'm not sure you're
all right.
dead yet. Fire
Yeah.
squad, go.
Yeah. All right. The leader is going to take 2 more slices with their rapier at Lucian. That's 1 hit.
What you doing over there, Austin?
Checking my walking. How far I can go.
Both
You can
hit.
also dash as a bonus action.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I could do that, but I'll try to. Technically, then I would have this.
All right.
This would be my range then.
I mean, I think that's the idea.
And Lucian, the leader of the Ichor Beasts, charges forward with the rapier and slices across your stomach, and blood starts to cascade from the wound. Slices upward across your chest. You take from both of those attacks 16 piercing damage total.
Okay.
And make me
Damn,
2.
son.
So essentially, from here on, I can walk.
Mm-hmm. And make me 2 concentration saves, please.
No, not the Tata.
Seriously, Jeremy?
Not the tatas.
Okay, first roll is a 14. I am just not having it with you right now. I'm shaking my head.
The first one's a 14.
Oh no.
What's your
Natural
second?
1.
Oh, yeah,
All
that-
right.
will save
Lucian, you managed to white knuckle your way through the first slice, but as they slice upwards across your chest, you gasp and you all watch as the snakes and scorpions vanish into puffs of shadow and darkness.
Can I say something?
Go for it. Talking is free action.
I kind of like clutch and clutch where he had opened up on my chest and look up at him very darkly. You're going to regret that.
He levels his pistol at you. I already do, and pulls the trigger.
That's the shooting him.
But yeah, point blank, so he has disadvantage. That's definitely not a hit. You managed to.
I thought they didn't get disadvantage at point blank.
No, yeah, it's a ranged weapon attack. You have to have like a special ability to nod, and this guy doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Both of my
argument
spells
I had
and
Well, you had an argument, but in the
spiritual
rule set,
weapon.
you had disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual weapon also is dispelled.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So as your creatures vanish, your spiritual weapon crumbles into flakes of light, almost like a hologram dissipating. And you manage to bat his hand out of the way as he fires another pistol. But you're basically just 2 elves like woundedly bashing at each other.
I'm basically just having like a freaking scrap right now.
The dwarf is going to do another twister of blades.
At me?
Just around. He's surrounded, so.
Okay.
Also, wait, why does spiritual weapon disappear? It's not a
Concentration.
No,
Because
it's
my
not.
concentration was a
It's
natural
not a
one.
it's not a concentration spell.
Well, anytime you're hit and you have a spell, you have to do a concentration.
No. Unless it has to say it's a concentration spell. If it's a spell that's just it, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was always under the impression.
Because
So,
it will
I mean,
tell you it's a concentration spell.
What's it
Okay.
called?
So it's up to you, Matt, if
Spiritual
it goes
weapon.
away or not.
Well, if it doesn't say it's a concentration spell, then yeah, it stays up.
Okay.
What's it
so you-
called?
Spiritual weapon. But yeah, we know it's not a concentration spell, so this doesn't apply. So you managed to concentrate and force your spiritual weapon to stay present as you duck out of the way as a dwarf axe nearly takes your legs off. And Caleb, you start kind of having to step back as he takes 2 slices at you, and finally he turns to slice at you, Gil, dealing I already checked. He hits.
Hey, Caleb dodged. Caleb just dodged you, boy.
Oh, yeah, use your reaction to make it to where it doesn't hit.
I thought it was you half the damage.
Maybe
hit
it could
me,
be.
Mitchie. Hit me.
Uncanny dodge. Yeah, it's just half the damage.
Yeah, and one more time, Gil.
I said, hit me, midget. Hit me.
Ooh,
You take 5 slashing damage from a hand axe.
that's
Is
probably
that
like a slur
even,
to dwarves.
I guess that was the damage halved from
With it halved, you will take 2. All right. So he manages to get a decent cut across your leg, but at this point, similar to his friend, it's mostly just the flailings of trying to take as many killers down with them as possible.
These are the guys.
a paper cut.
These are the guys I'm worried about.
Ah, man.
Because they're
Speaking
just
of,
gonna get
care,
3
yeah.
shots on us.
Oh, yeah.
speaking of those guys,
And they're concentrating their fire usually.
Unlike usually, they were told to concentrate on this one, which is probably not looking too good. After
This one is not looking too good right now.
And they heal
Garo,
again.
what is Garo's AC again? I believe 15, correct?
Yes.
Oh shit.
I mean, a tiger just ate one of their comrades, like, and the chain of
They
command
don't
is
follow orders very well.
Garo. Let me make sure.
Surprised that the ranks haven't broken and they're like being routed yet.
I mean, let's be real. If you were in these guys' position, would you seriously think you could get away at this point?
I mean, yeah, while your bosses are busy keeping them busy.
For now.
By the time we finish this dwarf off at this rate, they'll be long gone.
Garo, as a musket bullet impacts them in the side, takes 7 piercing damage.
Mhm. Now he's down.
Like,
All right.
I can.
Garo down.
Yeah.
Is out for the count.
The next one's going to fire at Lucian.
Because Lucian didn't want to heal the tiger.
That's a miss. And the last one's going to fire at
Gonna
Gil.
blame it on Lucian again.
And that's a miss.
I've got him.
Yeah, Lucian's a healer. They can just get him up on the next turn. So the remaining 2 deserters fire their muskets at Gil and Lucian, but you both managed to dodge out of the way. Lucian kind of limping in your injured state.
Caleb's basically kind of covered from the musket fire, right?
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
one got hit? Or which one hit?
Like which one landed the hit?
Yeah.
Garo hit.
One. Okay.
Are you gonna kill that one in particular? Sucks.
I stepped that part there.
Just doodling on my map. All right. That is it for them. Caleb, you're up with Zephyr on deck.
All right, Caleb's gonna pull out his dagger. And by the way, this guy has enemies within 5 feet of him, correct?
Yes, and even if that wasn't the case, you would still have advantage from flanking. So either way, sneak attack would be triggered.
Even then, like that's not.
Also, does it apply to my second attack?
You don't get people.
Yeah. The attack isn't affected. It's just it does less damage.
Wait, there's not an enemy 5 people.
Yeah,
yes, there is.
Yeah,
Are you blind?
Hey, don't be mean.
Well, no, I mean like I thought. How I took that spell was an enemy that is like a second enemy, like this one.
No, yeah, it's like an enemy from the enemy's perspective, like if an because it basically your ally's distracting them so that you can do more damage.
Makes.
Yeah.
That makes.
Hey, don't. It's okay.
I don't see why it doesn't make any sense.
Well, what doesn't make any sense is my racial trait. It makes literally.
No. Pack tactics is different. Yeah, I understand the confusion. Let me check. I thought you were referring to sneak attack.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about sneak attack too. That's why I was so like, what?
Yeah, you have advantage on attack roll against a creature if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the creature. So basically,
does the advantage apply to attacking both with my primary attack and my two-handed attack?
The attack itself isn't affected. It's just like the second attack will do a little less damage than the first.
Do I add 3d6 to the second attack?
No, sneak attack only can trigger once on your turn.
Okay, that's
Um,
what I'm asking.
yeah, so go ahead and take your swing.
All right, good thing I got advantage. Okay, that's fuck. I ain't gonna. I already know it's not gonna be enough because one of them had 17, and this guy's the fucking tank. So it's like I don't even need to fucking bother.
So you
It's
take
6 plus. It's 6 plus 9,
That was what
which
your
is
advantage.
15, which isn't. Yes.
So you take your
Or I
swing.
could. You know what? Fuck it. Inspiration to roll it again.
Sure.
Does that count the advantage roll again, or just one more roll?
It's just giving you an additional roll. Technically, you couldn't. I don't think you could use inspiration on a roll that normally gives you advantage already, but I'll allow it this time. Just for future reference, inspiration technically just gives you
this
advantage.
is gonna be. It's gonna be 6. This is gonna be 17 in total. This.
All right, just enough. You can go ahead and.
So the sword gets the extra d6. So 1. That's 6. Plus 5. Plus 4. Plus 3. That literally counted down from 6. And then
also counting down his lifespan.
That's going to be a 21 total damage with the short sword.
Nice. All right.
And then I get another attack with the dagger, but I don't get pluses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, your attack will be normal. You just won't deal the pluses on the damage.
I think it's advantage, right?
Yeah, it's still advantage because you're flanking.
But I have 15 plus 6, so that's already a hit.
Yeah.
So if I crit, okay, so the highest roll would be 22.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll for damage. So it'll just be a D4 flat, no modifier.
That's gonna be 4 damage.
Nice. All right. So you slash across his chest as he turns to you, and he steps back, gasping, definitely not expecting such a powerful hit from a child. Before you slash upward with your dagger, just barely missing his neck, but slashing across his face. If he survives this, that would leave a wicked scar, but he is still standing, but just barely.
Yeah.
So he's bloodied now.
Very bloodied.
Wait.
Also, he's barely.
So
like, could the next attack potentially kill him?
Very much so.
Awesome.
All right. Caleb wants to say something then.
Also,
go for it.
Seeing that this guy's looking pretty rough, Caleb says to his allies that he says, I don't want anyone that's not me, don't kill him. I want to do that. Basically, Caleb says he wants to give the killing blow on this guy.
Okay.
Just super casual. All right. Zephyr, you're up. Gil on deck.
I'm surprised he didn't say anything.
He's raging and busy, to be fair.
Who knows?
Wait,
Can
the
you
dwarf
hear
there?
rage? What?
The dwarf. Well, the dwarf just the dwarf has currently 2 massive wounds, so he's not exactly in the mood for banter.
Basically, Caleb tells his party he wants to finish this guy off.
Yeah. All right. So Zephyr, you're up. Gil on deck. What would you like to do?
Kind of like a fighter. Gonna keep shooting at people. I will shoot.
Yeah. You're being sneaky. Might as well.
I'll
Caleb
shoot
was
at this
pretty
one.
reckless charging into close combat, but
Yeah,
he knew the guy wasn't attacking him that much.
Yeah. Zephyr's the last party member who's staying in stealth right now. All right.
Well,
so
one of them, the other one tried, but failed.
yeah. Well, it happens. Still
This
took
one-
down their target.
This one's stealth. It just
Do
had
the
a lot
other
gun.
ones know they're there?
Yeah, generally, because basically, the reason they were rolling for stealth is to see if they could disguise their location despite shooting. They can piece together from where the shots are flying from where you guys are.
Right.
So
Okay. Well, the first roll hit. I was just checking to see if I
If you
got a
crit.
crit. Because I first rolled naturally a 19, but then makes it 27 or no 26. Second roll also 19, so 26.
That hits. Who are you targeting, by the way?
This one, yeah.
Okay.
Kill him.
Yeah. So what? I don't even need
Kill
that.
him.
You fire your crossbow, and Gil and Lucian, as he holds out his rapier for another attack, a bolt flies through his head, and he barely has the time to like that split second of life to take it in before falling over.
He's dead.
Great.
Another one bites the dust.
All that's left is the dwarf. Anything else on your turn, Zephyr?
The dwarf.
Yeah, since you fired a shot, you'll need to, if you
Stealth.
want to stay hidden, roll for stealth.
What I will do actually is I'll still stealth, but I would like to let's see. I guess get to about here, still behind this wall so they don't see me.
Okay.
Well,
Ju-
not he
just
would see me. I guess I'll go here.
Okay.
And then I'll stealth.
All right. Roll stealth.
Stealth.
Bum, bum, bum.
19.
All right. As far as you're aware, you're stealthed. Is that it for you?
Here's where like the hidden leader of this group comes out, and he's like a total fucking badass, so he can take all of us.
Maybe.
To be fair, Garrow just went down and Lucian's almost dead. All right. Is that it for you, Zephyr?
Yeah, I used my action, my bonus action, and don't have any reactions, so, except for that, but I haven't taken any damage, so yeah.
All right. Gil, you're up. Lucian on deck.
So, since he heard that Caleb wants to finish off the dwarf, he is going to look over towards the other three that are remaining.
Can he get over there?
Yeah,
Even with a dash, no, but he's probably just heading in that direction.
Well, actually, with a dash, he has a 40-foot movement.
Oh, right. I forgot you had a little bit extra.
yeah, barbarians.
So, he's going to move.
Plus he could,
All right.
well,
Uh,
no, he can't
The
cast
dwarf is
spells.
going to get an opportunity attack on you.
Yep.
That is a hit. You take.
Boom, sentinel.
You're right. Can you imagine?
What's Sentinel?
Basically, it's a feat you can get where also you take 4 slashing damage. I already cut it in half for you, so you take 4 total. And Sentinel is a feat you can get where if you you can do opportunity attacks more often, like it triggers on more than just if an enemy leaves your range. And if you hit someone who's trying to leave your range, it doesn't matter how much damage you do. If you hit them and you have the feat, they can't move away from you.
Yeah,
It's
they get
very good to get that feat as a tank.
Mm-hmm. I more or less said
Alright.
that because
Pretty
of
high
the
level
dragon.
thing.
It's just a feat you can get. You can pretty much get it at level 4 if you want.
Yeah.
Damn, that could be kind of crazy.
Yeah, Sentinel's great. All right. Anything else for you, Gil, or is that it?
I'm going to use my second action, and I'm going to hit the guy right in front of me with my tail.
Your second
Wait,
action?
Yeah,
No,
wait.
no, that's
Yeah,
not a
no,
thing.
you can't attack twice unless you unless you've already
No,
attacked.
I have
You don't
two
have
actions.
no. You have 2 attacks. You use
Yeah, you
one
have to
action
take the
to attack.
action to use them.
Yeah, that's what action surge is a thing. Action surge.
Yeah,
gives
but
you
you're a
that action.
barbarian, not a fighter, so.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'm going to look at the 3 of them and say in Elvish, put down your weapons, and I might spare you.
No, he said might.
The 3 of them look to each other.
Can we make an intimidation roll?
Well, that's not going to be much point to it because the three of them look to each other and nod and draw their short swords. And the one directly in front of you says in Elvish, "This is for the lieutenant, you bastard."
Bastard I may be, but so be it.
It's funny how they react like that whenever they initiated this fight, so it's their fault that he's dead.
Well, they just asked you guys to put your stuff down and walk away.
We just didn't reply.
They know the world that they are in. They know this is probably not the first time they've had to fight someone.
I'm not saying it's logical. I'm just pointing out it's not completely unreasonable for them to blame you for turning it into a bloodbath when it didn't need to be. All right.
They could have just surrendered. We gave them the chance.
Well, basically, you've gotten the impression at this point that this was a very tight group of bros, and basically that went out the window the moment you started offing them.
Technically, we attacked first, even though they were going to attack us first.
Yeah. They literally tried to initiate the fight.
And if I recall correctly, they didn't start attacking you until you guys actually attacked them first, and then they attacked in self-defense.
Yeah, I drew blood
again,
first.
as I said, they technically were going to attack us, but we initiated it first.
Mm-hmm. All right, Lucian, you're up. You're on deck.
Strike.
Okay. What I would like to do, I know I'm probably gonna get opportunity attack, but I'm gonna move over here by Garo.
Okay. Yes, you will get. That roll went fucking wild, but it hits. It like bounced off of my other dice.
Matt, I got a.
Oh yeah, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, he already used up his reaction, so he can't opportunity attack you. So you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Good on you because I hit you and then rolled the highest damage I could.
Oh,
So
fuck.
yeah, good.
Okay, so my action, I'm gonna reach down to Garo, and I am going to put my hands in his fur and whisper to him, "It's okay, Garo." And I'm going to cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. You mumble your apologies, and you hear Garo in their unconscious state let out a low rumble, but their breathing steadies as their major wounds close. So at the very least, they won't get infected or bleed out. And Caro, you can feel deep in your soul the relief as while Garo is still unconscious, they are alive.
And then I think it says I can only move it 20 feet though.
Yeah, you can only move this 20 feet, but you can move yourself. Go attack them.
What happened? Oh, you're healing Garo?
Yeah, they spare the dying to Garo so that Garo wouldn't bleed out.
My thing is, now I don't have advantage.
Yeah, I was like, everyone left us, and you don't have advantage.
Okay, now that I've done that, I can
speed.
move back.
All right. So as you
And after that, I'll move back over there, and I'll just kind of look at Caleb. I'll look at Caleb and give him a smile. You've got this.
You can't use your bonus action to move it while it's
I can move my bonus action to move it,
20 feet.
but it only goes 20 feet.
I know, but you get
there. You can start sending it towards the guys. Gil can only kill 50 of them at once.
Okay, right, so I'll move it. All
right, there you go. I already moved it for you. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, that it for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right, Caro, you're up.
Caleb
With
just needs
Raccoon on
Raccoon to look threatening, so this guy will focus on her somewhat, so he can get advantage.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Caro, you're up. You are no longer.
That's kind of what's going for him here, is that he can get really high rolls because of advantage.
Bear in mind that you are no longer stealthed and Garo is unconscious, but it is your turn. So what would you like to do?
Okay, so the dwarf is still around, right? Caleb
Yeah. The dwarf's
Caleb
between Lucy and Caleb, but Caleb has requested that everyone leave him be.
Okay, well, I'll just move forward.
He wants to be the one to finish this dwarf off.
I will dash forward, which isn't very far.
All right, what's your movement speed?
25 feet.
Okay, so 25 plus 25, I think that would be 50, right?
Yeah, it's 50.
All right, is about here a good spot?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Pew.
All right, that it for you?
Yes.
Raccoon, as you your pistol shot did land, so as you pull back and start deciding what to do next, you see Raccoon start running past you, crossbow at the ready. What would you like to do? Zips?
You're on mute, honey.
They said they got back, but they may not be here.
What is this GIF with
I'm
the
good.
arrows?
I'm good.
Oh,
Sorry,
that
it
was-
didn't want to. It didn't want to work. It was being weird.
That was.
Yeah, it's all
was-
good. So it's your
But also,
turn.
you said Raccoon was running across with a crossbow.
Oh, sorry, I meant to say Caro.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Is Lucian still low on health?
Lucian?
Yeah, she's looking pretty bad.
All right. I'm going to use Cure Wounds.
yeah,
Wait,
touch her.
isn't that a isn't that a touch spell?
It's a touch spell.
I know,
Yeah.
and I have enough. Like I can
Oh
reach
yeah, you
to
do.
her.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that's what you want to do. Okay, so you move
Yeah,
up
that's
here.
what I wanted to.
Okay.
25 feet.
So, Caro, as you're running, Raccoon scuttles past you, and you
Scuttles
approach,
in front of you, really.
and go ahead and roll for how much you heal.
Only heals for one. Cry.
It does. It
Sob.
has,
1 second. That is going to be plus my spellcasting modifier. I need to find where that is.
whatever. It's charisma, right?
Yeah, I gotta wait for my page to load. Squeeze. Please work. That's rude. Okay, I rolled an 8, but let me find my modifier. Why are you not loading, you bitch?
Online D&D.
Roll 20.
All right, last I remember it was 3, so plus 3.
Okay, so so what do you get total?
11.
All right. So Lucian, you heal for 11 health.
It's looking much better now.
Mhm.
Get her, Lucian. I hope this helps you.
All right. That it for you, Raccoon?
I don't have anything else I can do.
Okay.
You still
is-
have bardic inspiration.
Oh yeah, wait, that counts towards me too? I thought it only comes towards whoever I cast it on.
You get
I mean, like, you can
bardic
use it
inspiration
again, yeah.
every round.
Use it, you know.
Is it
You
a,
could-
is it an
is it-
action?
It's
No, it's
a
bonus action.
but I mean, it's she has a she has a certain amount of use, but I mean, once that's it.
Yeah. Let me see how many times you can use
You
it.
know what?
I actually have a bard character, so I can just look right now.
You should be able to use it at least 4 times at a level.
Well,
of
you should
5.
do it more. You could use this feature.
I can do.
Equal
My
to your
bard can do
charisma
three.
modifier.
Do it 3 times.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
based
yeah.
off your charisma modifier.
It's based on your charisma modifier. So
She said it was 3, so maybe
Cool.
then-
All right, I'm going to use it on Gil.
all right, Gil, you now have bardic inspiration.
Ooh.
As Raccoon plays their song, and you feel similar to Lucian, you feel it fill your ears, and through the wounds you've already taken, you feel able to power through them and bring the hurt on these fine fellows. All right. So it is now their turn with Caleb.
So we
on
all know
deck.
what's going to happen.
I see that.
Where did my D20 go?
Did it fall on the floor?
Oh, here it
I
is.
ate it, I'm sorry.
You traveled quite a distance just to eat my dice.
I'm so hungry.
Caleb AC.
15.
All right, that's one hit.
Honestly, he's full health. He can take it.
I'm just waiting for that crit and be like, that full health became not
Unless
so
he doesn't crit.
So Caleb, the dwarf turns to you and gives a mighty roar and swings, and you manage to duck under the first swing. But as the axe comes back around, it slices you across the arm. You take 6 slashing damage. And Lucian, he turns and does the same to you. You dodge the first strike, but then the first one caves down on the front part of your thigh. Essentially between your waist and your knee, and you take
this motherfucker.
and you take 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
And the remaining deserters are going to go down swinging, fighting for their lieutenant. And
you're gonna move them all into like melee range.
These 2 are going to move to flank. All right, going to move to flank.
Okay, I'm happy with that. I can work with that.
So can I.
Work with that.
Oh, yeah. Since you're right next to them, I get advantage and sneak attack.
Well, so I assume we'll finish this fight, and then that's probably gonna be the stream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's 1 hit. That's 2 hits. All right.
I only heard like a couple of rolls.
Well, because the 2 have advantage, but then the first one missed. So,
Probably rolled 2 dice at the same time.
yeah. All right.
Also, my page just finally loaded. I lied about the 3. It's actually a 5.
Well, so, yeah.
I get to go ahead and give yourself an additional 2 health, Lucian, just in case.
Have
Awesome.
5 bardic.
All right, and Gil, the one in front of you slices at you, but you manage to dodge out of the way. But that leaves you vulnerable to the 2 coming up on your flanks. The first one slashes you across the leg, already applying the half for you. You take 1 slashing damage. I hope you'll recover. Get well soon. But the second strike hits a little bit harder. You take 3 slashing damage.
3. So he gets half damage on all damage or something.
No,
Well,
slashing,
no.
bludgeoning, and piercing. But
Yeah.
those are the most common damage types. So
Unless you're a special barbarian, yeah, it's just
yeah.
basic.
So basically, unless you're up against spellcasters, you're pretty all right.
Yeah.
Even
Well, yeah,
then.
they're meant to be tanks. But all right. So the 2 managed to slice into you, dealing a little bit of damage. It's something.
Yeah. You actually build
I
up where
would
you
then
have
like to say in
you have-
Elvish, you puny little weaklings. That's all you
Damn.
can do.
Damn, you really told them they're gonna take that shame
No,
to the grave.
no wonder your lieutenant died.
Oof.
Rip.
Hey, come on, Caleb. We gotta kill this dwarf.
Yeah, like she gave you advantage for it. Came back to give you advantage.
And took more damage
Yeah.
because of it.
Gotta help my son.
All right. Caleb, you're up. Zephyr on deck.
Alright, so I get advantage on both attacks. I'm gonna do both attack rolls first, then I'll do damage.
Go for it.
Good thing I had advantage. Okay, so for the sword, that's gonna be 21.
That's not only a hit, but you literally couldn't possibly not kill him. He has 2 health, so I'll let you flavor the kill if you want.
Okay. Well, to determine that, I'm gonna see if the dagger hit too.
Well, I mean, oh, yeah.
Well, just for
Flavor.
flavor, just
Yeah, it's just for flavor. I won't count this as actually using the attack,
so
unless
that-
you want me to.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can do anything.
Alright, so
else
that's
after that,
19
so-
on the dagger.
Yeah, that would have hit. So
Okay. So Caleb is going to slash like at his like legs to try and bring him try to bring him to the ground basically.
yeah, further to the ground than he already is as a dwarf.
He bring him to
That's
the
a-
ground and then Caleb will get like right on top of he knocks him over and just gets right on top with the dagger and just sinks the dagger into his neck. And just I imagine just blood splatters up on his face when he does it.
And yeah, blood from the pierced artery splashes up on your face and begins to pool beneath his bearded head. That is the last of the leaders dealt with, leaving just the 3 smaller ones remaining. Zephyr, you're up with Gil on deck.
Zephyr.
Yeah. they're pretty much. I can.
Are you gonna
technically-
dash murder?
Yeah, I can technically, save them, but obviously being a rogue, I'm gonna.
Well, you could be a melee rogue.
Well, I mean,
Caleb's basically a primarily melee rogue.
well, yeah, you're meant to kind of get in there and do one strike of across their throat. I'm a thief, so I guess I will come at the corner of this and I guess I'll.
So Matthew, you didn't take the dwarf off.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. So Zephyr, what would you like to do?
And I will pew this one right there, I guess.
You will hopefully pew pew.
I have advantage, so most.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen advantage rolls fail.
I'm not saying it doesn't fail, but I mean it's a good chance.
Who's his real target? Them or Gil?
Zephyr's not that bad.
You haven't done anything to him yet. Well, actually, you
in
have.
a while.
I was like, actually, it's like, first one, probably hits. I wouldn't doubt it, but let's see. Oh yeah, that second one didn't hit, so. But the first one was a 22.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
1d8 plus 4, 6, and then my sneak attack. Oof, I didn't do a lot of damage. A total of 12 damage.
All right. And go ahead.
There's no guarantee of hitting hard, unfortunately.
Are you going to hide on your turn as usual, or?
I mean, yeah, I guess I don't want to really take damage,
All right, roll for stealth.
So with how much of a beating, especially Lucian and Garo have taken, we may have to use their camp for the night.
Well, there's nobody here anymore.
You guys made sure of that.
I got 15 for stealth.
Okay.
You gonna challenge that stealth roll?
Well, no, I was actually asking for a flavor reason. Gil, you see the one to your right, across the head of a crossbow bolt suddenly just appears between his eyes, just kind of crowning through his nose, and he
These
slumps.
crossbow
over.
bolts in D&D are super penetrating. They go through bone like it's paper.
Yeah, well, got to be cinematic about it. Wouldn't be as satisfying otherwise. And Gil, the bandits do not appear to notice him, but you see Zephyr reloading his crossbow crouched behind his cover.
Caleb.
is
Wanted to say
that
his name funny.
One more shot done.
all right.
Bullets here.
Gil, you're up. Lucian on deck.
So I'm going to look at the guy straight in front of me that I first talked to, and I'm going to use my tail on him again.
Go for it.
Again?
I was like, you never did the first time.
Sorry, I mean for the first time.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, yeah, I know you tried
We're just yanking your chain, man.
Taste my tail again. Quite good.
25.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
11.
We mowed through these guys. How many rounds have we done?
We have been doing really good on our.
2.5, 3.
Raccoon fired, reloaded, fired again, and then had that turn. It's been 4 rounds.
So how much time has passed?
We're on our 5th, so it's been it's about to have been a full minute.
Yeah, because
I've killed them in a minute.
I've been counting my bullets going down. I have 15, so I've been getting.
Yeah.
Caleb didn't really bother reloading. He just fired one shot and went into the attack.
Mm-hmm. Which valid strategy. And sorry, Gil, damage again.
11.
All right, just enough. You lash out with your tail, and Zephyr, from your hiding place, it almost looks like nothing happened, but then you see blood begin to pour from his neck from this clean slice across it, and he slumps
You have
over
him do
backwards.
You ever seen like in Aliens, like the xenomorphs, how they'll like spear someone with their tail? You should have him do that to the last one.
Well, let's
Uh-huh.
see if he kills him. He should still have one attack.
Yep, that's a 24 to hit.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
What is the minimum damage you can roll, by the way?
Like
hit
ever?
5.
No, like his is
It's 5.
Yeah, 5 is the lowest I can roll.
Mm.
But that was a 13.
How do you want to do this?
As Caleb
Oh.
said, like, I'm going to use my tail and I'm going to skewer him right through the eye.
just skewer him right through the eye.
All right.
Well, you can do it with like the stomach or something, just and like lift him up in the air.
So Gil, you slice forward, and he simply glares defiantly as you spear him through the eye and lift
Okay.
him.
I was like,
Lift
can't
his-
glare anymore, can you?
Oh damn!
And as you pull your tail free, your rage begins to subside, and you all stumble, slightly the worse for wear, but coming out on top from your hiding places as you have cleared the Ichor Beast mercenary group from this town. Garrow and the Elvish woman lay unconscious side by side as Lucian, your spell begins to fade. And as you guys gather up, having come out on top over the Ichor Beasts, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ah, no, I wanted to do something.
Matthew, note that I want Caleb to start looting the bodies.
Well, I wanted to do a prayer of healing.
I mean, you just keep in mind to do it next time. If you want, I can write it down. I'm already writing something
Because
for
now
Caleb.
Caleb's gonna need more bullets. So he needs to especially loot the guys who had guns.
All right, so Caleb, loot bodies, Lucian, prayer of healing. Got it.
I'm
all right.
already
All right,
looting
let's
too.
gather everybody up. Gather everybody up in the center.
Yeah, gather everybody up so when I do my prayer of healing, everybody gets it.
There we go.
It, so.
All
I'll
right,
make
so
room for Carol.
you guys have come out on top. Everyone have fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carol?
Look at
Good
Zephyr.
Just kinda I was trying to get rid of that without possibly getting rid of my token. I don't know if I press it delete that my token goes.
All right.
It sums up this group though. Like we're all grouped up, and Zephyr's just way off in the corner.
Well, yeah, like you said, he doesn't need the prayer of healing, so.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay. I don't took any damage.
So
Does a
Zephyr,
long rest also fully heal you?
Yes.
yeah, and restore spell slots. So Zephyr, you take a seat among the fallen bodies by the campfire as Lucian begins to recite their prayer of healing, and Caleb, you begin to excitedly glance over the fallen bodies, ready to start looting to see what valuables you can find. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Thanks everyone at home so much for watching. Thanks you guys so much for playing, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you so much for the game.
I do my best.
Whoa.
Bye everyone.